it's not going to be a hell of a lot if Bob can keep going. Because it's a championship and he's the only mobile car, well, he was. Yep, he's underway. He's just got to go around and do 2 laps to be declared the winner of that first heat. So how's that? So here he comes. He'll get the green flag and he's just got to do those two laps. Most logical people would just say, well, he's the last car standing, so you could call it, but apparently that's not, logic's gone out a bit of the window. It's a championship, it's written in the rule book. He must complete those laps. So here he comes, he gets the white flag. So a bit of a catastrophe from there, Lawrence, but we've got 1 car, the winner. So my little talk about the first 3 cars doing a 3-ride salute for the wind down lap after each race has sort of gone out the window before we even get anywhere in this one. But yeah, well done, Bob. You missed it all. You've taken out that first heat.
Yeah, he's a bit of a lone wolf out there.
We should also mention and just acknowledge the efforts from the club. Absolute Engineering, Ellesmere Transport, Roofline Limited and Blair Print, who were just a little bit of an idea once this container went in that perhaps we could do something for RJP TV, and they've come on board, and you can see that the box is right above us, so young Mark getting a good view of everything. So pretty well done. They've also hooked up some air conditioning. Well, we're moving right on now to the productions, and this is their first heat for their CTRA Championship, and a big welcome to all the team. This is the biggest field of productions that we've had here for a long time. They have dropped away off the scene because they just weren't producing enough numbers, but hopefully with 1 or 2 things that we've instigated, like the season points to Ellesmere champs, we might get some of the rank and file here more often. But today it is their production champs, and we just have to pick them up as they come round. Who have we got? Lawrence, we've got, is that an 18? No, 78.
No, we've got 78, Stephen Palmer,
on the front.
He's a well-seasoned campaigner on his outside. Just trying to pick up that number. I think it's 77, is it?
Oh, I don't have a
72 then, 72.
77 on my
72,
sheet.
that's Liam Gray.
Liam Gray.
From Greymouth.
Yeah, 28 sitting back there on the second row, James Westerman. Outside, James Westerman, can we pick that up when it comes through?
21, it is the car of Ian Clark.
Ian Clark, then back on the inside, the 18 from Oxford, Alec Ryan. 43, Kevin Parkinson outside him. In the next row, we've got 85, Hayden Skilling. Who was outside him, Lawrence?
I think it could be car number 8, actually, which is, of course, Aaron Ryan.
Aaron Ryan. So that's the first half of the field. Then there's a 27 we can see there as they come round. Is it a 27?
It's 22.
22.
22, Tristan Mason.
Yep, so we'll let them go.
Okay, away and racing and getting to the front. It's the Greymouth car, the 72 of Liam Gray from Greenstone Park in Greymouth. Oh, good dice going on. It's got Palmer on the outside there of Ian Clark. In fact, it's Ian Clark on the outside of Palmer. These 2 cars look pretty similar. They're back and forth. It's the 28 of James Westerman.
Yes.
And further back, it's the 43 of Kevin Parkinson.
Yeah, well, James Westerman's a very well presented car sitting there in that 4th position. As we just quickly go back to the front of the field, there's been no changes there at this stage as the 72 of Liam Gray comes through from Ian Clark, Stephen Palmer and Westerman.
Yeah, well, I'd say Clarkie will probably be the favourite to win this title by the looks of things, in that Integra sitting there in second place, but doing an outstanding job at the moment. Liam Gray from Greymouth in the big blue Falcon back there in third place. It's the 78s of Stephen Palmer, and in fourth at the moment still James Westerman.
There's quite a bit of spirited racing going back further in the pack, and one of the ones that made a big move is the yellow 87 car of Matt Luneman. He's 2, 4, 6, he's about 8th place now. He's managed to get through. He's just ahead of 188 with Mark Rooney. In behind Rooney, we have them coming through is the 85 car Hayden Skilling, and then the 9 car of Casey Nees. But we'll go back to the front, Lawrence.
Look at this on the inside. Ian Clark up the inside of Gray. We've got a front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive battle at the front of this field. And going at it hammer and tongs, but Clarkie's hit the front. The Rolleston man, who just lives down the road, contracted to Greenstone Park Speedway in Greymouth, is your race leader. Back there in third, it's still Stephen Palmer in the 78. Then we move back to the 28 of James Westerman from Christchurch. And further back to the very experienced 43A car there of Kevin Parkinson. Parky, he's been hounded all the way by the 35 car of Bo Blanken and the 17 of Vaughan Fairburn, former 2NZ. As we pick up your race leaders once again, Ian Clark doing an outstanding job out front, ahead of the 72 of Liam Gray.
Couple on the infield there, doing all sorts of things.
Coming together there. The wee Suzuki Swift got together with Bo Blanken in the Falcon.
He's parked himself with his tail on the track there.
It's the big Falcon that comes off second best, but we've still got this great battle at the front of the field. Ian Clark and also the car of Liam Gray. Oh, what's going to happen here as they come up against the tail enders? You've got Aaron Ryan just in the AC Delco car, just drifting wide.
Yeah,
and let's Ian Clark through.
Yeah, the white flag's out, Lawrence, so Ian Clark's on his way home. He's got another couple to get through. See how he does that.
He threads the needle, and he's through like a flash. He's just getting ahead of the Tristan Mason there. Comes through turns 4 for last time. It will be Alfie will take the win away. Ian Clark second to Liam Gray from Greymouth. Then we move back to Stephen Palmer, car 78 in third place. Fourth place to the 28 of James Westerman. Then we move back, I think it would be the 17 of the fast finishing Vaughan Fairburn. He'll be followed through by 43, Kevin Parkinson. Then we move back to the recovering Bo Blanken, who's followed through by the 18C.
Alex Ryan, is it?
Alex Ryan, and then we go back to our Suzuki Swift car number 87 in the hands of Matt Lumen.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that screen's just gone there, Lawrence. But yeah, we got the front runners, and that's all the ones that we need to contend with. The printout will come through later. We're just trying to get these cars here to come round and do their 3 wide salute. Give them a hand, they go down. We're just trying something different here. We don't have a checkered flag, but yep, we've certainly got the winners there. Ian Clark on the top side. In the middle, the 72 car of, who was that, Lawrence? The 72
of Liam Gray.
Liam Gray, and then Stephen Palmer in the 78. So yeah, well done to them, and yep. Good race, certainly quite a bit of interest in that first one, and some spirited racing back through the pack. So, well, yep, certainly good to see. We've got Stu out there trying to put some more water down. Will be
Terry Soper.
And 14, Lockie Taylor went through there. And in behind him was the 4 of Alistair Lister.
And then watch out for 77T. When he gets this car hooked up, he's very, very quick indeed.
Malcolm Nartai in the 19. He's followed by the 86 as Hayden Mackay, and the 34 there of Ray Stewart. So Very good. And this particular heat is brought to you by the Riverlands Holiday Park there at Kaiapoi, which is just short of the Woodford Glen Speedway.
And of course, don't discount car number 86, Hayden Mackay, very experienced competitor, former modified driver of note, starting at the rear there. Now he's very, very fast and was very, very quick last night at Coke and Tools Woodford Glen Speedway, so I expect him to jump up the placings.
Yeah, he's an old friend of ours, or actually my boys, did his time in junior and senior motocross, and then yeah, certainly did his work, as you said, in the modifieds, and now has hopped in this Jason Moore owned saloon, so the Port Hills Truck Centre car, and he's off the back for this one. So you've got the front 21 Ian Burson there from the 6 car of Kane Lawson.
Then we move back to Terry Soper, car number 8. That's the green and black car. In the next row of the grid, we've got car number 4, which is Alistair Lister from Dunedin. He's actually a helicopter pilot, Alistair Lister. On his outside is the 14 of Lockie Taylor in his second season of Super Saloon Car Racing. Then we move back to former New Zealand Superstock champion, Malcolm Natai. On his outside is the 77T of Greg Johnson from Cromwell. And then in the last row of the grid, we've got the 86 of Hayden Mackay. And on his outside, don't discount this guy, car number 34, the most experienced driver in the field, Ray Stewart, Racing Ray Stewart, away and racing, the front already. Oh, there we go, the backfires have started already. Up the inside, Terry Soper into second place. Then we move back to Kane Lawson, just drifting back a wee bit. Watch these cars, there's a majority of the cars now running 4-wheel steer. Back in fourth place, Alistair Lister, then back to Malcolm Natai, under pressure from Hayden Mackay. Mackay comes up the inside of Natai, 2 wide down the back straight. Mackay just gets past Natai, then further back to the 77 of Greg Johnson. And of course, 73-year-old at the tail of the field, that's Racing Ray Stewart.
Well, it's Burson out in front still from the 8 car of Terry Soper. And these first 3 are putting a good show there, and behind the 6 there. And Kane Lawson, and Lawson looking for a run up on the inside of Soper, but there's a big battle going further back between the 4 car of Alistair Lister and Hayden Mackay. Mackay trying to find some room to get through, but it's still Burson, Lawrence, out in front, but a good battle for second.
Yes, Burson's got the lead, and he's doing the business out front. The man, the Nelsonian, your race leader, car number 21, Ian Burson, sitting there in second place. Kane Lawson in the Magan Turbo car. Of course, he's got Dennis Bolt and Colin Gray as bannermen this weekend. And behind him, you've got Terry Soper, the Dunedinite from Beachland Speedway in Dunedin, sitting there in third place, ahead of Mackay. From the back of the field. I told you to watch this guy, Hayden Mackay. He's up to 4th place already. And further back to Alistair Lister, the helicopter pilot, sitting there in 5th place from Beachlands in Dunedin. Then back to Malcolm Natai. And further back you've got Greg Johnson and Racing Ray Stewart at the tail of the field.
Well, still on at the front of the field there is Burson's just trying to hold out Lawson as they come through our Southbridge pit turn. There's also a good battle back for that 3rd and 4th spot, but it's still Burson from Lawson as he looks for a room up the inside, but there's nothing there for him yet. But there goes Mackay. He's moved up into that 3rd position, but here comes Lawson again.
Yes, Lawson, he's doing the business out front. He's just gone up the inside there of, but look at Burson round the outside. Burson's taking the high line. And we've got Lawson on the low line. Who's going to get it? Burson out wide. The white flag's about to come out, but 1 lap to go. And Burson from Lawson, further back to Mackay, up to 3rd from the back of the field. Then Terry Soper driving a good race in 4th, and a great dice there from Lister and Natai. As they come through turn 4 for the last time. It's the 21 of Ian Burson. Well, the flag hasn't gone out, so Burson still that race lead from Kane Lawson. We've got the lap car of Lockie Taylor sitting there a lap down just ahead of Hayden McKay, then back to Terry Soper.
Now it's the white flag, Lawrence. Just the flagman holding the flag up there. Looks like he's putting it out, but it's coming out this time.
Here we go.
But there is the Lawson trying to get through on the inside.
It's going to be a grand stand finish, and Burson takes the win away from Lawson. Very close indeed. It'll be a paper clip between the two of them. Back there in third place, it's Hayden McKay in the 86 car. Fourth place will be Terry Soper from Dunedin. Then back to Alistair Lister. Back there in fifth car number 4.
Well, they're still going, Lawrence. They've gone
going.
to 15 laps. I think you'll find that the white flag will come out now.
Oh, yes.
So it's Kane Lawson just coming round to pick up the white flag from the 21 of Ian Burson. There's Hayden McKay in that third position from the lap car. One down, Lockie Taylor just one lap down. But here they come, Lawrence, bring them home.
Okay, it's going to be the Mega Turbo car of Kane Lawson, your race winner, ahead of the 21 of Ian Burson. Third place to Hayden McKay from the back of the field, car number 86. Fourth place will be the 8 of Terry Soper. Then back to Alistair Lister, the two Dunedin cars pretty close together, followed by the Cromwell car of 77T. And of course that's Greg Johnson. Then further back to Racing Ray Stewart, the oldest man in the field, around about 73 years of age, just ahead of Malcolm Nartai in the 19 car. So some great racing there, and at the tail of the field was Lockie Taylor in the 14 car.
Oh, she was all on. Bit of confusion there. We see they've changed the laps in the book to 15. That's what the bit of issue was, and with our flagman standing there, the wind was getting the white flag. But there you go. Give them a round of applause. Kane Lawson, Ian Burson, and down on the inside, Hayden McKay, the winners of the first round of the Debbie Webster Super Cup race here. That was bought. But we've got Cochrane's of Canterbury. They have come on board in the recent seasons and really support us here at Ellesmere. Just after a long, hard season, they'll give your equipment a good, hard look and check over. Also got a lot of used gear there as well, and all spare parts. That's Cochrane's of Canterbury, your farm machinery specialist. Another one that we thank a lot for has been with this club for many, many years is Doyleston Engineering Works. They are situated in Queen Street there in Doyleston. They're leaders in outdoor power equipment. That's Makita, Briggs & Stratton and Victor. They have SKF bearings and seals, and they do all sorts of engineering and mechanical work. That is Doyleston Engineering Works. Well, we've just seen the midgets. Ellesmere had committed themselves to give the midgets as many laps as they could, since the national title is here at Ruapuna in February. Well, it does depend on the numbers. One or two have struck some issues, as the other day we said Glenn Jury had an engine meltdown. Paul Denson finished some races with the Denko, but he's blown a diff. 21, Nathan Wilkie, well, he was at a wee bit of delay getting some parts for the Esslinger, and he still wanted to support the class and the team, so they went home and they put the Gertie back in that car. And of course we've got Jack Lowe in the 54 sitting down there, City South Van Spares Esslinger, and then the Everett Motorsport car combined with Liam McCoubre. And a big welcome back to the 98 of Jay Chadwick. Had a wee bit of a season off. The new car out here is the 18 of young 18 Jacob Mitchell. Those of you that go across the other side of town, We'll know him from his modified.
Yes, he's the former 3NZ New Zealand modified, well, third in New Zealand modified champs. Of course, young Mr. Mitchell, of course, he's running the Dion Rockford car, ex-Dion Rockford car.
And he's coming to grips with that, getting that up and running. And of course, there's Scott Miller there in the old Chev V4.
But I believe it was Tom Lumsden doing the business at the Racecourse Hotel in Molodge Ruapuna Speedway last meeting.
Yep, certainly was in the XB4 powered car. He showed them a clean pair of heels in that feature. But certainly good to see one or two midgets here, and we're just trying to give them a good few laps and some seat time before the big heavy hitters from the North Island come down. Big thanks to the Crate and Barrel of Leaston and the HQ Centre out there at Lincoln. They were recently new sponsors that have come on board. You'll see them around the, well, I call it the pillbox in the middle of the field, so-called safety zone. And yeah, it's great to have them there. Just a wee issue trying to get Nathan Wilkie underway. That'll be very disappointing if he, I know, it's fired up. Coming all the way from, well, no, it hasn't. He's just put it back to the infield, so that'll be very disappointing coming in from Dunedin and not getting a start. But yeah, the midget's one of my favourite classes. Doesn't need many of them to put on a good show as they come round. And we've got, there's 9 Tom Lumsden out the front, but was Nathan Wilkie. Then we go back to Mitch Hill and Jack Lowe as they set them alive. And the hang-up entertainment car of Tom Lumsden just powers away early on in this one. Jack Lowe moves up into that second position from 22. Mitch Hill, who had a very good night at the opening one at Ruapuna as well. Then we've got Jacob Mitchell. Well, he's found a bit of pace there, and he's looking to go up on the outside of Jack Lowe round that Dunsandel turn, and he just tries to squeeze through by the wall. But it's Tom Lumsden well out in front. There's Jacob Mitchell still pushing young Jack Lowe along there as it's neck and neck as they go past the start-finish line. Mitch Hill in the 22 sits into that 4th position, and then there's one coming up the inside, and that'll be Jay Chadwick, I think, as they come down that track there. But certainly a good battle still going on for that 2nd and 3rd position. Jack Lowe just slightly hanging on to it, but Jacob Mitchell showing his intent, trying to look for an opening. Jay Chadwick in the 98 comes in Lawrence. Then we go back to Hill, Scott Miller and Liam McCoubrey.
Yeah, I'm just watching this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the moment. It looks like Jack Lowe just starting to get away now from young Jacob Mitchell. But up the inside of Jacob comes Jay Chadwick. He's got through into 3rd place, but I'm sure that Jacob won't let that one get away. Hands down, so out front it's all the hang-up entertainment car. Oh, I put the commentator's curse on him there.
Put his hand up.
It's the City South Band car of Jack Lowe now in front from, is it the 98 there of Jay Chadwick in there in 2nd place, and Jacob Mitchell doing an outstanding job from the modifieds into the midgets in 3rd ahead of Mitch Hill, the former stock car driver, car number 22. And looks like the V4 of Scott Miller having a good run there as well.
Well, we'll go back to the front of the field, and it's Jack Lowe, and early on as the track dries off, he's running high and wide, trying to chase a little bit of dirt further out. Jay Chadwick pushing very hard, might actually be closing up a fraction there on Lowe, and sitting in that 3rd position. Probably just the setup might be just wearing off a fraction there for Jacob Mitchell after a good hard early charge. Mitch Hill still holding that 4th position with a good battle in behind going on for the minor money between the 5 of Scott Miller and Liam McCoubrey. The checkered flag comes out. It is Jack Lowe who takes the win from 98. Jay Chadwick. 18, Jacob Mitchell there in that third position from the 22 of Mitch Hill, Scott Miller, and the 12 of Liam McCoubrey. Unfortunately, a DNF for 9 Tom Lumsden, and it did not start, I suppose you'd say, for 21 Nathan Wilkie. But here they come along down the back. Give them a hand as they come through. Let's try and get Jacob to pull up there on the inside, but yeah, Jack Lowe taking the win here in the first midget run from Jay Chadwick and 18 Jacob Mitchell. I was impressed, Lawrence, in those first few laps. He took it fairly quietly at Ruapuna on a pretty heavy track on opening night, but his hard charging in that one was pretty good to see.
Well, that was outstanding drive from Jacob Mitchell. I'll be watching him in the future. Remember, of course, that will be an older car too, Dion Rockford car, as opposed to the newer car there, or new car if you like, of Jay Chadwick's. And Jack Lowe, of course, showing that he's lost none of that skill and experience that he's had.
Home after having a couple of wee spins in England, and he took out the Canterbury Championships last night. We're moving right on, and we'll call this the TJ Photos TQ race. And for Heat 1, Tyler Warnock, 33, will go from the grid 1 position. 36, Scott Bailey from grid 2. 91, putting on a good show, Ethan Smith will go from grid 3, and the 47 of Jess Morris from 4. 12, Kimberly Yateman goes from 5. 82 from Greymouth, Riley Thompson from 6. 8, Jeremy Webb from 7. 19, Mark Morris from 8. 84, Ben Morgan going from 9, with 97, Cameron Soul from 10. The 99 of Logan Scammell goes from 11, and the 57 of Dylan Forsey from 12. And off the back row is the 46 of Jamie Booth. We just had a sheet come in here for the Super Saloons, and the fastest lap time in that one was a 15.63 to Kane Lawson. And I'm just having a wee look through there. That'll probably go in the what do we got? 15.6. Ryan Marston still holds the lap record here at a 15.5. So it was a good run for them. And what have we got for the midgets? A 15.45. The fastest lap there to Jack Lowe. And I've got to keep, and yeah, their lap record's still pretty quick here, Lawrence, because it's old Davey Kerr at a 14.33, so a wee bit more time up his sleeve there.
Well, of course, Davey Kerr used to know the, this track like the back of his hand. So,
yeah, great stuff. Yes, the old wind coming in, playing havoc with the flagman's flags there. Just about need a shield round them, Lawrence, doesn't he?
Perhaps he needs to stand on the opposite side of the track.
No. Anyway, the TQs are coming round. I see they're set up by the board they've got there. They're going to get 10 laps. We're just, Lawrence and I, just a wee bit further down from the start finish now, so we're sort of relying on the referees and the electronic timing system for some of those closer results.
The drivers will tell you can never rely on the referees.
Well, we have the TQs coming around, and yep, it's Tyler Warnock. Had a good start to this season. Scott Bailey off the front row as they get underway. Looks like it might be Scott Bailey into the high side of the turn. He comes down in front of the field of Tyler Warnock. There's Ethan Smith in that third position in the 91, and tucked in behind them will be 12, Kimberly Yateman from the 47 of Jess Morris. Then the 84 of Ben Morgan the 8 car of Jeremy Webb sitting in there in behind Morgan. He's followed by, looks like it'll be the 57 of Dylan Forsey, I think. And behind Forsey is the 19 of Mark Morris. Then Jamie Booth from Cameron Sol. Logan Scammell. And we'll pick up that one at the rear of the field as they come through. Rear of the field car will be the 82 of Riley Thompson. But Scott Bailey, a local man from Doyleston, and the access man, little TQ, just showing the way. Tyler Warlock looks like he's working pretty hard there, as is Ethan Smith and Kimberly Yateman to close up on them, but yep, not a lot of a drive out there. Jeremy Webb went a wee bit higher there, Lawrence.
Well, he's trying to use the dirt
had a wee
around
bit of dirt.
Kimberly Yateman there.
But didn't seem to make much difference.
Well, it looks like he's got the momentum on the outside. You watch as he kicks the rear of the dirt and then gets good drive onto the front straight here. And right in behind Kimberly Yateman. Just looking for, and of course, Kimberly won't make it easy for Jeremy to get around. Never does. And here he tries around the outside once again. See, I think he might have the go this time round. Round the outside. And around the outside of the barbecue direct car of Kimberly Yateman into 4th place now. So showing his racecraft there, Jeremy Webb up to 4th place. But it's all the access man car of Bailey out front.
Yeah, Scott Bailey just doing it quite easy at the moment. He's got a couple of laps to go. I think we'll see the white flag will come out for him. He's well ahead of the rest of the field. And then we have a bit of a train of cars there. Tyler Warnock, Ethan Smith, Jeremy Webb, Kimberly Yateman, 84 Ben Morgan, the next one in the run. So we'll go back to the front of the field as we salute our winner. 36, Scott Bailey comes through, takes a chicken bag. She's all on here for the second spot. It'll be 33, Tyler Warnock that takes that second spot from
through into third.
8, Jeremy Webb.
Ahead of Ethan Smith in 91. 12 of Kimberly Yateman.
Ethan Smith and then
Ben
Kimberly
Morgan.
Yateman in that 12th spot. So yeah, a good run there, Lawrence, from the no incidents in that one. So that was good to see.
Yes, good to see Jeremy in good form there too, from the back of the field up to 3rd place in the end. Of course, bodes well for the New Zealand TQ title up there at top of the South Speedway in Nelson on the 8th and 9th of December this year. Probably the first national title, Speedway New Zealand national title of the season too, Warwick.
Yes, it's fairly good. I've got some friends up at Nelson, so I'm going to depart, even though there's a vintage speedway run on here. I'm going to go up for that one.
And even if TQs aren't your thing, you've got the sprint car Sunshine Classic.
They're there as well. So
as well as the Paddy North Memorial.
They were going to do something for them as well. Well, we didn't quite get our 3 wide salute from the TQs there, but never mind. It was Scott Bailey that did that from 33, Tyler Warnock, and the 8 of Jeremy Webb. Oh no, we'll just drop that. What we call a main, a feature race, and then the bottom half of the field will have their own feature race as well. Of course, remember the next meeting, it is the time of the saloons. Thank you. The saloons are here, plus the title for the youth mini stock, so there could even be more, Lawrence.
Yes, they're breeding out there at the moment by the looks of it. But off the front row, it looks like it's car number 51. And just looking through my list, in fact, it'd be 57, sorry. And of course that is Theo Vanderen. Theo Vanderen off grid 1. Off grid 2 is the 423.
423.
423, sorry, of Jackson Dakin.
Yeah, we're working off the race control list, and that, and she's got a bit of a different system. You have these smaller numbers embedded in amongst the 40s and 5s and 50s and 6s and 60s, and they're a wee bit over the place, but we'll get there.
Grid 3 is Elsie Vanderen, and on her outside, and one of the ones to watch is Jackson Hoytis.
So Jackson Pointus is in car
10.
10?
Yep.
Yep.
And we're away and racing. Great start from Jackson Dakin on the outside. Hoytis is right there as well in the 10 car. Jackson Hoytis, Jackson Dakin and Jackson Hoytis.
Yeah, it looks like the Valderins are coming in there with who is the first?
Yeah, that's
58?
the 58 car.
Elsie
Vanderen into second place. A surprise move there on Jackson Hoytis. He won't like that. He'll try and get that one back again. And back there in fourth place is the 57 of Theo Vanderen. Then further back to the 93 of Clayton Hawke. Around the outside of the 65. Sorry, the 15 car of Connor Turner. So pick up your race leaders, and it is the 423 of Jackson Dakin. Now he's, of course, the son of long-time production racer who... Oh, we got one around. That's Elsie Vanderen.
Oh, they look like they've all missed her, Lawrence, so that'll be quite good to see. I don't think they've seen them yet.
Of course,
they're still parked on the track, and we haven't had a yellow. We have now.
We have now, yep. And your race leader will be slowing down. That's Jackson Dakin. Of course, he is the son of former production racer of note, Grant Dakin.
Hutis goes through, and then we've got the 93 of Clayton Hawke. Seems to have.
And then
I'm
I think
not sure
it'll be
that was jumped up the field or not.
57.
Or was a wee bit down.
57 of Theo Vanderen.
But yeah, Nicholas Ware is the one that's going on the hook truck down the Dunsandel land. Has obviously struck a few issues as well.
So I see here we've got Jackson Dakin has got similar sponsors to Kane Lawson. If you have a look on the front of that car, you've got Mag and Turbo, Riverlands Holiday Park as well.
Well, they get these youth mini stocks back together. All the classes today for restarts will be double file, except the super saloons.
For some reason, we've got Jackson.
Just slowing down and stopping, or
we're just slowing down there for some reason. Almost came to a stop.
There's no doubt about the 423. Jackson Dakin out in front with the 93 car of Clayton Hawke and the 15C Connor Turner.
Of course, these cars running 1200cc Datsun. Predominantly the Datsun 1200. You've got the 120Y, which has the distributor on the other side, and of course the 1200 Ute as well, and also the Toyota Starlet motor as well. It seems like the Datsun seem to be the dominant.
Some of them might be hard to find now, Lawrence, will they, as time goes on?
Well, I'm sure they will. I mean, you know, we've seen...
We've got the TQ situation the same with the 750 Suzuki motors. Some of those are getting pretty old now.
Well, those Datsun motors and of course the Starlet engines have been thrashed and rallying, not just Speedway as well.
Yep, I know, but they're not...
But they were a great engine, the old Datsun 1200.
Well, most of the ones that you could fiddle with yourself were. Coming around for the restart, we'll hand you back to Lawrence. Jackson Dakin on the front with the 93 car of Clayton Hawke. So Jackson will come in Well, they're going to let
Yep.
them, let them go now because
Clay-
they didn't start themselves, so the flag man has issued it for them.
Clayton Hawke got a boomer of a start there out front, and good dice going on here for third, fourth and fifth. Looks like, is it 28 in, Layla Jeffcoat from top of the South Speedway, and Nelson up there in fourth place, just ahead of the 67.
Yeah, Molly
of
Smith.
Molly Smith.
Yep, Molly Smith.
And we've got the recovering
Number 10 of
Jackson
Jackson
Hoytis.
Hughes. Yep. Right,
But your race leader is now the 93. 93 of Clayton Hawke. Jackson Dakin won't let that line down.
no, it's closed up a wee bit round
Yes.
there, and so too is Connor Turner. The first three just making a wee break as they go into our Southbridge pit turn.
Looking for a run here on our race leader is Jackson Dakin. Has a look up the inside of Hawke. Can't make it stick. And of course, you got Connor Turner right there in third place.
Yeah.
And don't discount young
Layla
Layla
Jeffcoat.
Jeffcoat from Nelson as well. Into turns 3 and 4 for the last time. It's going to be a grandstand finish, this one. Oh, Jackson Dakin puts it around, and it's going to be the 93, your race winner of Clayton Hawke. Second place to Connor Turner, 15, and Layla Jeffcoat there in third place. Fourth place, I think it was Jackson Hoytis, ahead of Callum 26, Oliver McCartney. Then further back to a much improved Lucy.
Yeah, I've got it
Lucy
all.
Elliott.
I've got it all here on the screen, Lawrence. But for old guys like us, we need to double the size of it, because can you read that?
No, I can't.
I can't even.
It's too dark.
I can't even get to it to see it. But anyway, we'll look to see if we can get that sorted for some future meetings. But that is the A versus B group of the youth mini stocks.
Okay, out come the production saloons. First car out is car number 22. And that, of course, is the car of Tristan Mason. Spent a lot of time racing at Oxford Speedway. On his outside, it looks like it's the 8 car of Aaron Ryan, the AC Delco Blackwell's Commodore. Of course, that's the ex-Lee crew car, I believe. Then on the third grid, we have
118 it'll be Greg Rooney up the top.
Yeah, just looking for his number, 188 Greg Rooney.
Yeah, I'll just let you know that the 6-cylinder sprints are all broken apart from one car. So they have parked up for the day, and we'll once again we'll have to get ahead and reschedule it.
Back to the original 22 races, not 24 now.
Yeah, no, that'll help. That'll help the day. But so for those that were watching the sixes, unfortunately, through that incident, there's not enough of them left running. I think we've only had one, so that's why they've been dropped. But we're on to the productions, and this production race will give that to you pretty shortly as they come round.
Yeah,
we'll call it Blair's. It'll be the Blair's Good Ride Kumo Tyre production race.
So car 22 on grid 1, and that is Tristan Mason. On grid 2, we've got car number 8, Aaron Ryan. Grid 3 is the 188s of Greg Rooney. And off grid 4 is car number 17, the former, I think it was 2NZ, Production Saloon.
Vaughan.
3NZ, sorry, Production Saloon. Of course, that is Vaughan Fairburn. And then we see car number 9,
Casey Nees.
Casey Nees, and we're
the
about to go
flag
racing. And Aaron Ryan takes the lead. Into turns 1 and 2 he goes. Right round the outside is Vaughan Fairburn. And it's good night nurse, I think, for the rest of the field, certainly for a couple of laps at least. Here goes Greg Rooney on the outside of the 22 of Tristan Mason. Can't make it stick. And up the inside comes Palmer in 78. Down the front straight they come.
Yes.
78 Mitsubishi there. And going very wide is the 28s of James Westerman.
Yeah, James Westerman gone up high there chasing some dirt, but he lost a bit of ground. He's gaining a wee bit now as the 17 of Vaughan Fairburn puts the 18 car of Alex Ryan a lap down early on. 22 there, Tristan Mason holding on to a narrow second spot there. Lawrence as Palmer looks to go around the top side, and Westerman even wider, but he has to cut back down.
Yes, that battle for third is a beauty. Look at this, Mason 22, 78 Palmer, and round the outside is the 28 of Waterman. Can't make it stick, he's trying very hard, but he's going to run out of real estate. We've got Casey Knees right there as well. We've got the 188s of
Greg Rooney gone
Greg
around.
Rooney around.
There, the yellow has come out. This will slow them up, but Greg can't seem to get himself. He may get it underway, but yep, they've slowed them down, so we'll have a restart. Yeah, well, I'm doing the same. I'm twisting this way.
Okay, it looks like they're going to reform their grids. Vaughan Fairburn off grid 1 for the restart. Alongside of him, just trying to see the car on the outside. I should know that one.
Yeah, funny how we forget the numbers so quick.
I think it might be the 22 of Tristan Mason.
It could be 28
Yes.
Westerman's on the inside of
78.
Stephen Palmer. Yep, you are right. 22 Tristan Mason. Then we go back to the third row. Looks like we've got the 9 car of that's Casey Knees, I think. And Greg Rooney gets a start again on the outside.
One car that went very well in the first heat was car number 72, well up in the points from Greymouth. That's Liam Gray.
Well, of course, they have, they're just doing their championship over the 3 races, so they have a marble draw which gives them their positions, which they normally get a front row start, a middle of the field, and a rear of the field start to even it all out.
And remember, it was Clarkey that won the first heat in the 21 car, and he's well back, so he'll be wanting to make up a fair few places to get on top of the points once again as they go through turns 1 and 2. Vaughan Fairburn, your race leader from the 28 of Waterman. Then we move back to Stephen Palmer in the 78. Going very wide, 3 wide is the 188 of Greg Rooney and the big Commodore. He's got around, Aaron Ryan, looks like he got a tap there from the 21 of Ian Clark. He won't be happy about that, he'll be fairly grumpy. Further back is the 72 of Liam Gray. Always looking to go around the outside of Ian Clark. That could be a big manoeuvre. Kevin Parkinson's further back. So this field is pretty open for this South Island title for the CTRA Production Saloons this weekend.
Certainly is, but there's still 17 Vaughan Fairburn out in the front of the James Westerman sitting in that nicely well presented car in that second spot. Stephen Palmer holding the third from Casey Knees. Then Greg Rooney's got Ian Clark on the inside hounding him, in the 72 is it of Liam Gray, who's been a wee bit loose and getting himself caught out the odd time, but he's hunting them down.
I would say that's his setup there, Warwick, because you watch that car, it's pretty loose, but he's got it set up like that. I think we've been rear-wheel drive, and that's where he's gaining his speed. As we pick up your race leaders, Vaughan Fairburn round the outside of the 18 of young Mr. Alex Ryan. Second place is still Waterman in the 28 car. Great dice. Westerman, in second place. Stephen Palmer sits there in third from Casey Knees. Then Ian Clark making up good points. Now fifth, the first and the fifth will do him quite nicely as the white flag comes out for 1 lap to go. And it is Vaughan Fairburn from Westerman. Back there in third, Stephen Palmer in the 78. Under pressure there from Casey Knees. and then back to, we've got a bit of a Bo Blanken.
But there comes your winner.
And it is the 17 of Vor Fairburn, second place to Westerman, and third place to the 78 of Stephen Palmer. Then back to Casey Nees in fourth. Ian Clark will be fifth in the 21 car. Then back to Liam Gray in the 72 car. Then the 188 of Greg Rooney, the 43 of Kevin Parkinson. Further back to, I'm just trying to pick up that number. I think it's
I'm trying to read it off the screen here, but holy smoke!
66, is it?
Yep. There's a few.
66, Matthew Cox. That's the name from the past.
There's a couple missing there, but yep. Oh, they've got them round. So yeah, 17. They were trying to do their get together for their 3 wide. 17 there.
Well,
Vaughan Fairburn from the 28.
Well, the points are going to be pretty tight. I think you're probably looking the likes of Vaughan Fairburn, Clarkey, and Liam Gray right up there in the points, along with Westerman as well.
Yep. Well,
so there's nothing really in it. It's going to come down to that third and final heat.
That third heat, and we'll sort it all out there later.
Of course, Stephen Palmer's not too far off the case in the 78 car as well.
No, they've had some good spirited racing in there. Is once again trying to get some water back in the track for the second race for the supers. And this one, well, you need to do any building or maintenance or bits and pieces. It is the Elite Scaffolding. They are sponsoring the second heat for the supers.
Got a 421 cubic inch Chev engine under the bonnet. Of course, that is the 18 car from Bay Park Speedway in Mount Maunganui, or Tauranga if you like. Watch out for the 58 car. He is the form driver at the moment, Richie Taylor. Of course, won last night's Debbie the Webster round at Coke and Tools Woodford Glen Speedway quite convincingly.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, there's a series that they're doing, the Debbie the Webster Super Saloon Series. Last night was the first round. This one is the second one. And yep, we've got Riverlands, Holiday Park, Elliott Scaffolding, Motorsport Sales, HPE, and Debbie herself, all on side for all these heats, including a pole shuffle that's coming later on in the program. It's certainly good to see these super saloons back here at Ellesmere. If you like the saloons, in a fortnight's time we do it all again with the saloons themselves, plus those youth mini stocks they're running for their titles. Plus we'll still have some of our supporting grades as well.
Well, of course, car number 58, Richie Taylor, he's a 4-time South Island champion and a 6-time Canterbury champion, as well as a former Otago champion as well. And he's won the Super Cup 6 times previously. Yeah. That's car number 58, Richie Taylor. And I'll tell you what, it was a great race last night between himself and Sam Waddell. And in third place last night was Malcolm Nartai. Malcolm Nartai in the new Stealth.
We got Ryan Marsden and who was it? Racing Ray. Sort of coming together out there, up by the wall. So they're probably sussing all that out.
Well, it looks like a few of the production drivers just going to the control tower now, so looks like they're getting a bit of a telling off.
Yeah, don't forget about the shop next to the control tower as well. There's lots of hot and cold food, confectionery, and drinks and that there for you. Make use of that. The club runs that shop, so it's a pretty good deal, and we like to support it. And don't forget about after the meeting, the prize giving. There is a licensed bar down there in the club's room that is open, and you're all welcome to attend.
Well, there we see the 34T car of Ray Stewart. Now, Ray Stewart goes back donkey's years. He was used to run the likes of Nissans in Super Saloons, believe it or not, against the big V8s.
Yep.
But I think he's seen the light now. He's got the V8 himself. So, of course, he's around about 73, 74 years of age, so he's doing extremely well.
Yep, I think he's 73, he's the oldest, had no occupation in there at all because we're all retired once you get over 65.
And alongside of him is the 54 car
Ryan Marsden.
of Ryan Marsden. Now, Ryan's former New Zealand saloon car champion, so he's no slug. And this is basically his saloon car with a few mods, if you like.
Yep.
Starting off grid 2. Of grid 3, we had the 77T car of Greg Johnson. Now, Greg actually finished in the top 3, second overall in the South Island Champs at the top of the South Speedway in Nelson last season. So he's no slug. He's really come of age, has Greg Johnson, all the way from Cromwell, so don't discount him. Now, grid 4, you've got the 58. We just mentioned about him, Richie Taylor. Then we move back to the 14 of Lockie Taylor. Alongside of Lockie is, remember Lockie's just a second season driver. Alongside of him is the very experienced Trevor Elliott in the 27C car. And then we move back to our race 1 winner. Of course, that's Kane Lawson, of course, sponsored by Mag & Turbo and River Lions Holiday Park. And alongside of him is former 1NZ Sam Waddell. Of course, he won that title at Coke and Tools Woodford Glen Speedway a few seasons back. And at the tail of the field is Westport's Paul Power, contracted to top of the South Speedway in Nelson.
Right, I'd be very interested to see where these guys run. Certainly, you saw Ray Stewart and and a couple of them putting some effort in to push that water in down on the pole line. I can tell you that sometimes when the track's slicking off, there's quite a bit of drive low down. So I'm just wondering whether they are looking to get that right to use it. The green flag's out for the 15 lapper as they get them underway. Quickly, it's Ryan Marsden, I think the 54 car that gets out in front.
Yeah,
from Ray Stewart, but there's Richie Taylor making a move round the top side from the 77 of Greg Johnson holding that third position. We got one up against the wall, the 18 of Sam Waddell. He's dropped right back to the field early on, Lawrence.
Well, Ryan Marsden used to race around here in a big Ford Falcon production car, but this thing goes a lot quicker. This Super Saloon out front of Ryan Marsden. Back there in second place, you've got the old fox himself, Racing Ray Stewart in the 34T car. He's got his club mate back there in third place, Greg Johnson, second in the South Island Champs at Nelson last season. And then back to Richie Taylor, the man who's the informed man at the moment. And then move back to our race 1 winner, of course, that is Kane Lawson. But watch out for Sam Waddell. He'll get quicker as this race wears on.
Yeah, just looking towards the front of the field again. Marsden goes through. The interest early on will be with the 34 of Ray Stewart, trying to defend his line from Greg Johnson as Johnson closes up there every now and then. But Ray just sometimes he's up high this time. They're chasing the dirt up against the Southbridge pit turn as he comes through. It's Johnson still there. Richie Taylor in that 4th position, but they're really starting to close up on the front with Marsden from Taylor and then Johnston.
Oh, Johnson up the inside of Taylor. The two Cromwell cars side by side, but out front it is still 54 Ryan Marsden. Oh, but look at this, Racing Ray Stewart right around the outside of Ryan Marsden. He's taking the highlight, Marsden taking the low line. And you've got Greg Johnson and we've got Richie Taylor right in there for good business as well. And don't discount the 6th car, the Mag & Turbo car there of Kane Lawson.
Yeah, well, Richie Taylor's sitting up high. Oh, there he goes. The Johnson's gone round. He's parked it up. I think they'll miss him, but that'll bring out a yellow. And I think we'll have an Indian file restart as for this one with about 8 laps to go, I think. But yeah, very unfortunate. Good move there from Johnson. Looks like he had the inside line on the 34 car of Ray Stewart, and yeah, he just lost it as the track low down is really starting to slicken off. When we say slick, it just goes smooth. It starts to lay down some rubber, and they need to change their driving style and sometimes their setups to counteract that.
Well, 43-year-old Greg Johnson, a gas fitter by trade in the Hypermax Chev. It's the ex-Darrell Ainsley car. He was third in the Mag and Turbo series in 2019-20. He's raced at Riverside, Blenheim, Woodford Glen, Cromwell, Dunedin, Invercargill. He's also done a bit of rallying and production saloons as well. So a very experienced driver, Greg Johnson.
Yes, well, Greg takes his spot at the tail of the field for this restart, being the prime cause of that stoppage. The Indian file restart, the flag's gone. We've got 8 laps to go. And Ryan Marsden just shot out there, and Richie Taylor trying to sneak up on the inside of Ray Stewart, but he's recovered that second position. Then we go further back in behind Lawson. There's a battle going on with the 27 car of Trevor Elliott. And on the outside of Elliott, who was that's the 18 of Sam Waddell. We haven't seen much of Sam, but he's working his way towards the front of the field on the top line.
Well, Sam Waddell, of course, won this meeting last year, so keep your eyes out for him in big red. Car number 18 as he moves into 4th place now. Trying to go around the outside of Kane Lawson and, of course, Racing Ray Taylor. Down the back straight they go. It's Marsden, followed by the 58 of Taylor, and then back to the 34 of Racing Ray Stewart. Then he's under pressure from Sam Riddell, right up his rear. Down the back straight they go. Look at that side-by-side racing. It's Taylor up the inside. Richie Taylor. He's got Ryan Marsden out wide where he wants them. They come onto the front straight. Richie Taylor. Ryan Marsden fighting back on the outside. It's a good dice for 3rd place, but watch out for Sam Riddell right round the outside
of Ray Stewart.
Ray Stewart.
Yeah, Ray's just dropped back a bit. He's coming into the clutches of Lawson, but sitting up high, Waddell there, managing to still keep the momentum up and hold that 3rd position. Wee bit of smoke coming out of the car there, but it's still a battle on the front as Richie Taylor moves up on the inside of Marsden as they hit the Southbridge pit turn. There's about 3 to go now of this one, and it's Richie Taylor from Ryan Marsden. Sam Waddell still in the hunt there, Lawrence. He's closed up now, getting the front of the car inside the back wheels of Marsden. Marsden persisting with the high run.
He certainly has closed up his Sam Waddell. Watch out for the big moves. He's been the big mover and shaker in this one as Sam Waddell, but down the back straight they come. It's Richie Taylor, and the checkered flag about to come out. Richie Taylor, I think, is going to hold on to this one, but Ryan Marsden's going to have a good shot round the outside, but it's Richie Taylor takes the win from the 54 of Ryan Marsden. Back there in 3rd is Sam Waddell in the 18M car. 4th place to our race 1 winner, of course, that is the Riverlands Holiday Park Mag and Turbo car of Kane Lawson. Then back in 5th, it's the 34T of Racing Ray Stewart. Then back to the 27 of Trevor Elliott, the 77 of Greg Johnson. Good drive from Lockie Taylor that time round in the 14 car, and at the tail of the field it is Paul Power, car number 43, Ian from Westport.
Well, she's all on, Lawrence. Here we go. Give them a hand as they go round. There's our 3. Richie Taylor taking the win up against the fence with Ryan Marsden in the middle and the 18 car of Sam Waddell there in 3rd spot. I hope you're getting all this, Mark. We've tried and set it up for you so you RJP TV boys can get some good footage and give some of these guys some sponsorship exposure on their vehicles.
Well, Richie Taylor has been rejuvenated this season with this new car of his. Of course, the old Gorge chassis was getting a bit long in the tooth, but this new chassis has made him look like one of the favourites for the New Zealand title down there at Cromwell this season. Of course, that's I think that's around about the 13th and 12th and 13th, I think it is, of January next year.
Well, one of the other, I'm just waiting to see what happened. He's still rotating, but doesn't look good there for him. Hasn't fired at this stage. As we said, we're just trying to work in with the local midget boys to see if they can get some more seat time before the Nationals. There's certainly a bit of frustration there from the Wilkie team, but well, it looks like it. Has it fired this time? So yeah, Gavin will be a lot more relieved. None more so than the driver, Nathan, in the E13 Performance Windows machine. Going round. Here's young Jacob Mitchell. No sponsors on that car yet, but I would suggest that he's probably worth backing. Jay Chadwick is there too. And yet to finish his sign writing. Yeah, Richie Taylor run that first race. I'm just glancing down at the times there. The fastest time was actually Ryan Marsden, the fastest lap time of a 16.39 for the Super Saloons. Got Liam McCoubrey underway. There's Jack Lowe, City South Band Spares taking to the track, and young Mitch Hill. Oh, that doesn't look good. Something unfortunately not to the satisfaction of Nathan Wilkie. He's probably have a wee look there and checked his gauges and bits and pieces. And he parks himself once again in the infield. So the midgets in this heat, there should be 5. Scott Miller will start off the front with 18. Jacob Mitchell, 12. Liam McCoubrey will be sitting on grid 3. And Tom Lumsden was supposed to be outside him. He's the one that's missing. Obviously, whatever happened when he pulled in the first race is not good. He's a non-starter in this one. Nathan Wilkie sitting in the infield as well. Mitch Hill will go from grid 6, Jack Lowe from 7, and Jay Chadwick from grid 8. Well, you can certainly hear the Chev V4 power its way around there. Get himself up into the front of the field.
Best sounding car.
Yep, it is.
Of any class this weekend, I think.
It's well, at Ruapuna the other night it was a wee bit quieter, and they put a tip on the exhaust system that instead of allowing it to come straight out, it pushed it down into the track, and you wouldn't believe how much that quietened it down. But yeah, it's lovely sounding. Quite a bit of history with the Chev V4. And we remember from back years
Barry
ago.
Butterworth used to run one, didn't he?
And then the like the Denko Paul Denson. They've rebuilt that, just trying to sort out. He actually finished a couple of races the other night. The first 2 he had finished in a long time, and then he came and tapped on the window and says, "Oh, gee, too much power this local motor has. It blew the diff." So yeah, hopefully we'll see Paul back. So as we said, Scott Miller, Jacob Mitchell off the front, Liam McCoubrey on the second row on his own. Mitch Hill Well, if it goes to the grid, should be on the third row in his own, and then Jack Lowe and Jay Chadwick are off the back seat.
I wouldn't mind betting if young Jacob Mitchell can get the start here. We could be in for a really good race.
Yep. Just see. So they're coming round 10 laps for the midgets. Duck Mountain and midgets. They've gone 3 wide down the start finish. And it's Jacob Mitchell who got his nose into that corner first, but Liam McCoubrey's tucked down low on the track. There's a wee bit of drive right close to the pole line, and he was using that to his advantage. Now Mitchell's done the same on that turn, and he's matched him into the turn. Jacob Mitchell down on the hoe line, the momentum there with Liam McCoubrey, and he's got his nose back in front. And
we got one on the wall there.
We've got one on the wall.
Yes, I think it might be, is it the 78 of Jay Chadwick?
Jay Chadwick, yep. Could well be.
Just slightly out of our eye line, isn't it?
Yep. Yes, we're going to rock forward, Lawrence, to see the turns, the top edge side of the turns. Let's hope there's not too much damage to the Chadwick car. We'll see where the tow truck will tell you that. And a wee bit of a blustery old day, although maybe the wind has just dropped a tad out here at Ellesmere. Don't forget that next meeting, November the 26th, South Island Saloon Series. It's a round of their series, plus the South Island CTRA Youth Mini Stock Champs. And going by the numbers we've got here today, Lawrence, is 27 or something that could be on a full-on championship.
Well, according to Speedway New Zealand, of course, the numbers, the highest numbers in any class is for stock cars, and the second highest is for youth mini stocks.
Youth mini stocks, yeah. Well, that's not looking good for the Chadwick machine, so we're just down to 5 runners. So our double line restart, and Jacob Mitchell chosen to go the outside. Once he gets to the pit gate, once the all clear is given, he can start any time he wants to. If they come out of the turn and haven't started, then they'll throw the green for them. But there he goes, trying to get a little bit of jump on there. And Scotty Miller got the Chev V4 wound up to try and match him. They just slipped out across the track there, and that put Liam McCoubrey up a wee bit wide, and Jack Lowe's taken the advantage and slotted down for that third position. We'll see if McCoubrey can get some drive off there. Mitchell at the back of the bus, but there goes Mitchell, gone up high, chasing the dirt. Comes into our Southbridge pit turn just ahead of the pack. Scott Miller down low with Jack Lowe looking to get a run on the inside, and Jack will move through there into our Dunsandel turn, but Mitchell is away down the Duck Mountain Ag back straight, swinging in to our pit burn. There's Liam McCoubrey, picked the pace up, chasing the dirt out wide. He's up into that third position in behind Jack Lowe. Jack's sitting and getting those wheels on that wet stuff just off the pole line, but McCoubrey has got the momentum as the rest of them slide on the slicker surface, and McCoubrey will take that second position.
Okay, you've got young Jacob Mitchell doing the business out front. Then in second, we've got a great dice between old rivals, Liam McCoubrey, or I should say young rivals, Liam McCoubrey and, of course, Jack Lowe. And not too far away, Mitchell Hill in the 22 car, and at the tail of the field we've got the V4 just singing away there at the tail of the field. Of course, that is car number 5, Scott Miller. And out front, look at young Jacob Mitchell doing an outstanding job. Big question is, will he concentrate this year on the New Zealand Midget Car Championship or the New Zealand Modified Championship in Stratford? Could do both, you never know. Out of turn 4, starting to pull away from Liam McCoubrey. And Liam's got the better of the City Sound Dan Spears car there of car 54. Jack Lowe, then back to Mitchell Hill.
Yeah, the white flag's out this time for Jacob Mitchell through our Dunsandel turn. He's really up high on the dirt, comes down the Canterbury waterproofing straight for the last time. And in through the Garden City drainage turn 18, Jacob Mitchell will take the win from 12, Liam McCoubrey, and 54, Jack Lowe. The 22 of Mitch Hill will come home in that 4th position ahead of the 5 car of Scott Millar.
Well, I'll tell you what, Warwick, he's like a tornado out there in front.
He certainly is. Which certainly shows some promising signs in the first heat here today, and he's carried on in that second one. So there's your winner coming through, Jacob Mitchell. If you want to sponsor a car that might show your company or name off, just go down and see the lad. Liam McCoubrey, that Everett Motorsport car there as well. And yep, there they've come round to do their 3 wide.
Well, of course, Jacob's father, Mark Mitchell, was the top circuit racing driver. In fact, he's a multi-time New Zealand Mini 7 champion.
Give them a hand around the front straight there. Jacob Mitchell taking that midget win from the Foreman Builders car of Liam McCoubrey and the City South Dan Spears Jack Lowe. Accommodation courtesy van and the TABs. That's there. Call in on the way home, have a drink, get a meal at the Springston Hotel, 156 Leaston Road, there as you approach the main Springston Township. So we're on to the TQs, and my sheet says that 8 Jeremy Webb's due to go off the front with the 19 of Mark Morris on grid 2. 84 Ben Morgan moves up to grid 3 this time with the 97 of Cameron Soul on 4. 99 Logan Scammell goes from 5. 57 Dylan Forsey from 6. The 46 car of Jamie Booth goes from grid number 7, and outside him is the 33 of Tyler Warnock. Scott Bailey won the first heat, starts this one off grid 9 with 91 Ethan Smith off 10. 47 Jess Morris takes 11. Kimberly Yateman on grid 12, and the 82 from Greymouth of young Riley Thompson will start on grid 13. So yep, the boys just putting a bit of that water in. One thing about it, the track has stayed very hard and smooth. Well, hasn't broken up as such.
Well, just looking for the grid position there for Jeremy Webb. I think he's really going to shine in this one, Warwick.
Yep. So those are their marble draw. He's off the.
Although he's got Ben Morgan right behind him, I see.
Yeah. Well, these boys all had a rare draw before. So they race it. They go. And it is Webb who takes the early lead into the first turn. Look at Mark Morris on the top side, but it's Ben Morgan moves into that second position with Morris going back to third. And then Cameron Soul tucking down low there in that 4th position, holding out the 33 of Tyler Warnock and Jamie Booth. Ethan Smith got a wee bit of a bump. Must have been just close to the pole line there as he came out of that turn. but it's Jeremy Webb out in front from Ben Morgan. Mark Morris doing a good job holding that third position in the 19 car from Tyler Warnock, who's slowly working the momentum up. Now he changes lines, he comes underneath Morris and moves up into that third position. Morris in fourth from Jamie Booth. Then we've got the 97 of Cameron Soul and the 36 of Scott Bailey having a good battle with Dylan Forsey there. And then it is the other car is the 99, the Resine car of Logan Scammell. But it's Webb from Morgan, Warnock. There goes Booth, just trying to get the better of Morris down there as they go down the CJ Phillips Construction back straight. But it's all Jeremy Webb, Lawrence.
Certainly is. He's showing his class out front. Now, he'll be looking to consolidate the lead here, but of course he's doing a great job ahead of Ben Morgan. Now, I notice he takes a different line coming through turns 3 and 4, uses that dirt to his advantage out of there. He's also doing the same at the top end by the looks also. Ben Morgan sitting there in second, and Tyler Warnock. Of course, all three of those will be big chances for podium positions at Nelson for the New Zealand champs in December for it.
Yes, certainly could be. They're trying to get into as many laps as they can. It's the first time we've seen the Jeremy in Canterbury this year. So yes, they're working that track well, going up high into the dirt. The white flag to come out, Lawrence.
So white flag,
Jeremy
Webb on his last lap now from Ben Morgan, the 64 car, then back to Tyler Warnock, car number 33. Then we've got Boothie in car 46, I think it is. Then the 57 of... there we go, there's our race winner, car number 8, Jeremy Webb. Second to Ben Morgan, car 84. Third to the 33 of Tyler Warnock. Then back to Boothie in the 46 car. He'll be followed through by the 57 of Dylan Forsey. Behind Dylan Forsey, we had the likes of the 36, the Access Man car of Scott Bailey, and Cameron Soul in the 97, 19 of Mark Morris. I see further back in the field is the 82 Greymouth car. Now that's unusual to see him that far back.
Oh, so one of the other boys driving that, Riley Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't done a lot of laps there.
The Thompsons, yeah, that's the
Thompson's
name I was looking for.
Yeah, so there's our first couple down there, Jeremy Webb and we've lost the 84. Ben Morgan must have shot out pretty quickly.
Looks like Jeremy's going to the pits there too.
Yep, no, they've been round. They just missed, Ben must have got in. So Jacob Mitchell in the midgets. And I've just been given the TQ one coming. Thanks, Tim. And I'll just glance down that and can tell you that Jeremy Webb, his best time was a 16.298. So just slightly quicker there than the midgets in that one. But anyway, we're going on to the youth mini stocks. It's another, this will be their second run, so it'll be group whatever.
Okay, we got
one group versus the other. What does it say? Oh, they haven't got that in the program. So if the first one was A and B, this has got to be the C group with one of the others.
So of group one, it looks like it's Leah Rowlands and car number 41. Alongside of her is car number 88. And that's Jack Anderton. Grid 3 is
26 on the outside. Anyway, Oliver McCartney. We're trying to pick out who that is. What's that, a 2?
Well, that's, I think there might be 42, is it? Yeah, I think it's
42 is
42.
Braden Williamson.
Okay.
On the second row. On the third row on this side we can see the 112 car. Where do I find that? That's Paige McNally. Outside Paige is the 15 of Connor Turner, and they're away, Lawrence.
They certainly are, and it's the 88 car takes the lead there, and that of course is Jack Anderton. Oh, just ahead of Leah Rowlands in the 41 car, and on the outside, just trying to pick that, that's Oliver McCartney, I think it is, 26. And look at this, it's the charge of the Light Brigade as they come down the front straight. The 42 of Jackson Dacomb.
Braden Williamson.
Braden Williamson.
Yep.
I jumped down a number there. Leah Rowlands has retaken the lead now from the 88 of Jack Anderton.
Yeah, Rowlands from Anderton going through there, the 26. Oliver McCartney holding that third position. Then we get back to the 112 car, which was Paige McNally fighting down on the inside of the 21. Is that Jack Burson?
Yeah, Jack Burson.
Yeah,
got one around.
Yep.
Now Jack Burson, that's Debbie the Webster. Oh, Debbie the Webster car.
Oh, well.
And of course, Jack Burson had a good night at Coke and Toolswood for Glen Speedway last night with 2 wins.
Well, that looks a little bit unfortunate there for the 15C car of Connor Turner. He may have a, does it look like that front tyre?
Flat tyre,
yeah. There's nothing really much in that. They just came round there with that car on the inside of the track, and they're trying to avoid it, and there's a couple of cars just touched themselves up.
All fighting for the same piece of real estate.
Well, trying to get out of the road anyway, and yeah, it looks like the 15 of Connor Turner has come off worse the wear with Paige McNally caught up behind Connor. Do a quick check on those cars, but we'll go back to the front of the field, and we've got Leila Rowlands in the 41 leading them around.
Jack Burson just coming into the infield for some reason.
Yeah, well, he was involved in quite a reasonable hit there right in front of us. It's 88.
Well,
Jack Anderton on the front with the 26 in behind Oliver McCartney. They were our front runners. Then we go to 11A Noah Wood. The next car on the track, then 10 Jackson Hootis from 67 Molly Smith, and in behind Molly, what's that, a 27 and a 32, 27 Lucy Elliott, and a 32 of Isabel Harris.
It's good to see a lot of young ladies getting into the sport of speedway too, isn't it? And they seem to come through this grade.
Yep, they do. They do. I've got nearly 3 or 4 of them hanging on the side of sidecars, which surprises me. But they seem to, they're in behind dads and stepdaughters and all sorts.
Wasn't there a team down in Invercargill where they had 2 ladies? One on
yes.
One is
the pink ladies for a
driver
while there. Yep.
And the swinger as well.
Yeah, Claire Hartnell and Tracy Davidson are teamed up for a while down there. Anyway, coming in for the restart.
Oh, it's the charge of the Light Brigade as they come onto the front straight here. 88, your race leader once again. That's Jack Anderton, and Leah Rowlands has got him up the inside. So it's a battle of the sexes. It's a battle of the car manufacturers, Datsun and Toyota. And it's also a battle of pride. At the tail of the field, we've got one around us, the 211.
Amy Burson this time.
Amy Burson, yes.
Not good for the Burson team. They've got both of them on the infield at the moment.
Of course, we've already had Jack Burson up at the pointy end of the Super Saloons here today at Ellesmere. Oh, here we go. Up the inside, Jackson Hootis.
Yep, he got a good
the 41 of Leah Rowlands.
Yeah, got a better line into that turn and took it. She left a wee bit of a hole there. So they Hootis from Rowlands down the back straight. Then we'll look at the third position. Getting pretty close there. Leela Jeffcoat from Nelson still got her hands on that one at this stage from the 423.
That's Oliver McCartney.
Oliver McCartney, is it?
Yeah, Oliver McCartney. I can't see Leah
28.
Out
We're
there.
reading the number wrong. Leela Jeffcoat in the 28, 423. Oh, where has that big number gone?
Oh, yeah, Jackson Dakin round the outside
Dakin.
of the 26C of, or
Oliver.
around there, Oliver McCartney.
That's the one I had. Hello, we've got one stopping up against
Yeah,
the wall.
that's Lucy Elliott,
Oh,
another
that's-
of the daughters of the Super Saloons. In
That's
fact,
because
that's our race
That's the
there,
checkered
Warwick.
flag gone.
So yes, so Jackson Hootis, sorry, takes that one away from the 41 of Leah Rowlands, and the 26 was in third place. That's Oliver McCartney from the 423 of Jackson Dakin, and fifth place was the 88 of Jack Anderton.
Yep, that's it. What it says.
And I think it might have been I'm not too sure about the 11A car, whether that was a lap down or not. And then the 42
God, that's so hard to read.
of Braden Williamson.
It's all here in front of me. But, yep.
And we got a
32 parked
32
itself
parks,
up there.
yeah.
Isabel Harris. Oh. Well. Yeah, Blair's the number one. They offer notification or advances of the points up here from anybody.
But this will be the deciding heat.
This is
So
the deciding one. So these, we'll say the South Island Productions, and this one will be brought to you by Equus Industries Limited.
okay, there, Warwick. Who's your money on?
I haven't even looked yet. I've been busy with other sheets of paper. Well, we got on the front this time, the Matthew Cox in the 66C with the, is it a 6 Greymouth car? What was that? 8, is it? The 8 car.
Well, Matthew Cox.
8 Greymouth or 8 Oxford? What's that second car?
8 Oxford.
8 Oxford. So 8 Oxford is Aaron Ryan.
No, that's not Aaron Ryan.
Well, the other 8 car is Hayden Stevens from Greymouth.
That'll be Hayden Stevens.
Hayden
Greymouth.
Stevens, is it?
Yep.
The Greymouth car, yep,
Yep.
GM on there. 43, Kevin Parkinson. 9, Casey
Well,
Rees.
A couple of these drivers have been around the grade for a number of years because I used to race against Kevin Parkinson
Yeah.
when I was racing, and also Mr. Cox as well
Yep,
in the 66 car.
So
And Greg Rooney, 188.
yep.
So some of these guys have been racing for about 20 or 30 years because
Yep,
I
Alex,
haven't been
yeah.
racing for about 20 odd years.
Alex Ryan's there. Then the 17 of the Vaughan Fairborn as the flag goes for the final heat for the South Island Production Saloons. And we look at them at the front of the field, and it is Matthew Cox with an early lead from Kevin Parkinson. Casey Nees goes up a little bit higher, but there comes the 17 of Vaughan Fairburn coming through. Pinched that fourth position, is challenging that third spot as we speak. 21 of Ian Clark sitting in there as well. He's moved up into that fifth position, now moving into the fourth, just ahead of the 66 of Matthew Cox. The 28 of James Westerman making a move round the top side. Can he hang hold of it and get around the Cox? But it's the Premium Tyres and Auto car of Kevin Parkinson that leads them through. Coming under us, a bit of challenge by Fairborn in the 17 machine as he goes down the Cochrane's back straight. Casey Nee's got a good run there in that third spot. And in behind that is
we got one around the 72.
21 Ian Clark.
Liam Gray's gone around the 72 car, and he was well up in the points, so he'll be gutted about that. He'll have to start from the rear. Now, I think in this one, Warwick, the 17 car of Fairborn is right up there in the points, but if Ian Clark can get past Fairborn, I believe he will end up the South Island champion. That's what he has to do to take out that title.
So he's got to beat
The seven, yes, I believe so.
Productions 21, 72, 78. Productions 17, 28. 78, yes, Ian Clark was well down the field there in that second heat. Where was the 17? The 17 was 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth place in the first one.
Yep.
He won the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First and a fifth, that's correct.
They've both had a first and a fifth. That's the 17 car of Vern Fairburn and the 21 of Ian Clark. So Ian Clark has to get around the 17 car to win that South Island CTRA production title.
Now don't tell us who the thirds will be, because I'm not quite up in there.
Well, I think 72 would have been running third, and 28 might have been running fourth, and 78 was up there as well.
78 still in it?
Yeah, 78's up to about sixth spot at this stage, alongside the 28.
Well, that car 78, young Palmer, Stephen Palmer is probably sitting about third at this stage overall, from our limited knowledge.
Oh, look at the front of Aaron Ryan's car.
Yeah. Well, someone
number 8.
Someone lost the radiator by the looks of the water on there, so that must have been the 8 car from Greymouth of Hayden Stephen, because it was certainly a dark patch where that collision took place on the track there.
Tell you what, the Greymouth cars have certainly been quite competitive here, especially, of course, Ian Clark. He's contracted to Greymouth, even though he lives in Rolleston.
Oh, well.
Okay, here we go. We're about to go racing.
Yep, 8 laps to go.
8 laps to go, and Vaughan Fairburn trying to go around the outside of the very experienced Kevin Parkinson. Managed to do so. He'll be wanting to get away from Ian Clark in the 21 car.
Well, Clark's got that third spot, Lawrence. Now he's looking for a run up on the inside. Stephen Palmer having a good battle outside the 9 of Casey Knees. Yep, and it might be Palmer just moving up one more, although Knees fights back on the inside. Ian Clark's just locked in that third spot. But that's old redneck racing there. Parkinson, it's a big vehicle to get around, but Fairburn is actually starting to pull away.
Yeah, Ben Fairburn probably got this one. He's been a former 3NZ in production saloons in New Zealand, so he's loving it out front. But look at Clark, he's having another stab there at Parkinson. Parky goes a bit wide, and this could allow Ian Clark a bit of a gap. But I can't tell you what, the spoiler in this could be Casey Knees.
Yeah, well,
the 9 car.
Yeah, Parkinson's doing pretty good. He drifted out offline a wee bit, and as Clark came to come through, he shut the door on him. This time Clark's wound it up and going around the top side, see if he can get round the big car. It looks like he has done it. And we got an 18 car from Oxford coming in. That's Alex Ryan. It looks like he's going to join the race again. But about 4 laps to go, Lawrence. Fairbairn's well out in front.
I'll tell you what Clarkie needs right now, Warren, and that's a yellow. And we might get one too. Parkinson's gone around.
So he has.
And it looks like Waterman just got a bit of an advantage in the 28 car as well.
So we're waiting to see the call. What are they doing? Waiting.
Yeah, I think the yellow is out. So Clarkie's got his wish. He'll be right up behind Vaughan Fairburn with only Alex, the 18 car, Alex Ryan in between them. I'm not too sure whether he'll go back. It looks like he will. So it's the battle of the 2 Integras, or one, in fact, yeah, is it Integra? And I think they're both Integras, aren't they?
Could be. I'm not up with some of these cars. Casey Knees is
I think that's
sitting back in there. So we'll just wait and see where Parkinson rejoins. Did he cause the stoppage? What happened there?
Yeah, no, Parkinson did cause the stoppage,
so
I believe. But the 72 Greymouth car, who's had an eventful race and was right up there in the points, is just sitting. Oh no, he's away. I think he's just waiting for the field.
So, well, they go back a lap, so that means there's 3 laps to go. We're just sorting out where the 78 of Stephen Parker should be. There's a bit of
Stephen Palmer.
Palmer.
But, yeah, it looks like Parkinson saying he feels he should be in third spot, but he may get pushed back. We'll see what the officials say about this one.
Well, if he was the only car that stopped, he would have caused the
yes,
the yellow, so he should be to the back of the field. Anyway, I see a referee going down there, so they're going to take out the
43 car, I believe, and 43 will have to go to the back.
Red flag, we might see them stopping to sort this. They should have race receivers. We'll just wait and see what's happening here. Stop.
Ian Clark knows that this restart is going to be oh so crucial, and he's going to try and get the jump on Vern Fairburn, because that's really his only chance. That car of Fairburn seemed to has the pace advantage on the field, so that start's going to be oh so crucial. Of course, you're also looking at that battle for third place between the likes of Stephen Palmer, the 28 car. What's happening with the 28 car?
The 78.
Oh, yeah, 28 still there.
With Palmer and the 72, we thought were the next Liam Gray.
Yeah, but the 28 car's right up there as well.
And the 9 of Casey Nees was coming in.
I think she had lost a few points in that first heat from memory, but yeah, it's certainly immaculate looking car, that car of Casey Nees. Apart from the front, where she's had a bit of
the 28 of James Westerman might be sitting. We might have been wrong there. He may be Westerman may be sitting in that second spot third spot overall. So so we'll see what's happening.
What about standing starts? That would be great to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In production
we'll
saloons.
Just
Could be more carnage than what it's worth, though.
Oh, we don't know. We haven't got any information on what's happened there. We'll see where Parkinson goes to. Looks like Casey Nees is going down to her position on the inside. I think that's where she was looking to go.
Yeah, I think she could end up the spoiler in the pack here.
So
she could ruin someone's day.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Kevin Parkinson, he put such a good drive on there, but he just lost it on that turn, and he has to start from the tail of the field.
But he's certainly a remarkable driver, Kevin Parkinson. Certainly shows his skills driving that big Commodore. Not an easy car to drive around.
Anyway, we'll see what happens as they come round. There's about 3 laps to go, a 3-lap dash. Fairburn can go anytime he likes, and he's got away now, but Ian Clark certainly matched him. He's going to try and go round the top side, and yeah, Clark. Oh, that's even. Stevens coming down into the Southbridge pit turn. It's Fairburn on the inside, Clark on the top side. Fairburn takes Clark a wee bit wider. Casey Nees in the 9 car comes through into that 3rd place from the 78 of Stephen Clarker, and then the 72 of Liam Gray. The next one on the track, and he's holding out James Westerman. But the interest is still on that front 2, Lawrence.
Yes,
as the white flag comes out.
Clark's got to get underneath Fairburn if he's got any chance. He can't do it around the outside. Can he get underneath him here? Out of turns 1 and 2. It's going to be a tight finish, but I think Fairburn's got the advantage as they come through turns 3 and 4. Clarkey goes to the inside here. Could be a grandstand finish. It's nail and tooth and nail, but it will be Fairburn. Car number 17 from Ian Clark. Car number 21, Greymouth. Then the 9 car, the 78, the 72 Greymouth car, the 28 car. Then back to the 188s. Then the recovering Parkinson in the 43. He's followed through by Matthew Cox in the 66 and Tristan Mason at the tail of the field in the 22 car.
Well, you never can tell. Restarts just sometimes change the complexion of the race, but it was 17 Vaughan Fairburn who took out that win from the 21 of Ian Clark. He's just sitting there, and the third is Casey Nees. Those two are in their position. We're waiting for Vaughan Fairburn to get up alongside them. Stephen Palmer is in there as well. But, yep, well, that didn't work that good. But your winner is actually 17. Vaughan Fairburn, the last one at the back of that, those 4 cars. So, yeah, we're just trying to... do flooring repairs and earthquake repairs as well. It's watertight technology, coatings and silicate systems and flooring technology, all from Equus Industries Limited. Right, we're on to the Super Saloons now, and this is the next heap of these cars that is brought to you by motorsportsales.co.nz. They've got a lot of quality products there for you, so support them. That's motorsportsales.co.nz, the sponsors of this, what was effectively the 3rd heat of the Super Saloons. And we can see them out there on the track already, and the water going down.
Well, of course, that car of car number 18, Sam Waddell, 24 years of age. Sam, of course, from Tauranga, or Hamilton actually, but races out at Bay Park Speedway in Tauranga. Now, he's been New Zealand champion before. He's also raced mini stocks, believe it or not. So a lot of these top drivers come out of this mini stock class. He's New Zealand champion in 2019, 2020. Also North Island champion in 2019 and 2020. And he's also done a bit of karting. Loves a bit of mountain biking, fishing.
Yeah, the works. Well, we'll line them up over there, and there's a Sam Waddell sitting on grid 1, and outside him is the 86 of Hayden Mackay. Second row, the 27 car of Trevor Elliott, and Elliott's got 19, Malcolm Nartai. Outside him on the 3rd row, the 58 of Richie Taylor, from our Dunedin competitor of Alistair Lister. Then we go back to 54, Ryan Marsden, and outside Ryan Marsden we have another Dunedin car of
Terry Soper.
And the 21 of Ian Burson is off the back row of this particular heat.
Well, it was very, very quick front row there. Of course, Trevor Elliott had a win last night also in one of the heats, so he's been going pretty well. But the form man, of course, has been Richie Taylor in the 58 car, and current series leader. Ian Burson will be wanting to move up from the tail of the field, and Ryan Marsden, another one who will be wanting to move up. Of course, I think as you said earlier, he's actually got the lap record for the Super Saloons out here.
Yep.
So it's the calm before the storm. We're about to go racing in heat 3 of the Debbie the Webster Super Cup Super Saloons.
Motorsport Sales Limited heat. The green flag goes.
Oh, great start from Ryan Marsden. Sorry,
Hayden Mackay.
Hayden Mackay.
He's got that car really cranked over, but it's the 18 of Sam Waddell who gets his nose back down in front. Mackay's tightened up the turn. Then we go back to Elliott from Nartai. There goes Richie Taylor from the 4th car of, who was that? Alistair Lister. But, oh, Lawrence, look at Waddell out in the front of the field.
Well, Waddell won this meeting last year, shown his class and shown why. He's been a former New Zealand champion and of course one of the favourites to take the New Zealand title out at Cromwell this year, Central Motor Speedway in Cromwell. Sitting there in second place, it is the 86 of Hayden Mackay, the former modified driver. Oh, he's under pressure there from Trevor Elliott.
Yeah, Elliott just got into the tail of them coming out of that turn. Elliott now falls back into the clutches of Malcolm Nartai. Richie Taylor sitting in that fifth position. But Sam Waddell just clearing out from the rest of the field. Mackay's taking it nice and tight down there. He's hugging the pole line. He's making them, they're going to have to go around him by the looks of things, and there might not be a lot to offer out there, Lawrence.
Well, watch the car in fourth place. It's the Stealth, but of course he's got Mark Osborne crewing for him. That is Malcolm Nartai, the 19 car. Back there in fifth place, it's Richie Taylor, but he's not making too much of an impression in this one. But one person that is making a bit of an impression from the tail of the field is Ryan Marston in the 54 car, made up a few placings. And at the tail of the field, Ian Burson just getting around Alistair Lister, the helicopter pilot. And at the front of the field, there's only one car in it, Sam Waddell. And of course, in big red, as he comes round turn 4. Of course, this is the car that Mick Quinn originally brought into the country out of the USA.
Still Mackay in that second position. He's just got a couple of car lengths break on the rest of them. But the one that's making the move is the 58 of Richie Taylor. He's got round the top side of Malcolm Nartai. Now he's outside of Trevor Elliott. He's keeping the momentum up. He'll be challenging Mackay there shortly. But it's Waddell out in front. Dunsandel turn time it is. They'll come out of the Ellesmere excavation and aggregate turn, and it's neck and neck for that second spot with Mackay on the inside. Taylor up high, and Taylor's looking to work Mackay over, and he does so. He moves up into that second position. Mackay still hanging on to that third place with Elliott tucked in behind him, and then Nartai trying to mix in there as well. But Waddell goes through and clicks another lap off. He's just about half a lap ahead of the rest of the field, Lawrence.
Well, the track's gone pretty slick out there, and it's suiting the car of Sam Waddell. That back in second place, Richie Taylor, the man that's been in great form this season. But watch out for Malcolm Nartai, just going a bit wide, trying to go around the outside of 86 of Reese Mackay. Oh, it goes too wide, and the 27 of Trevor Elliott slips up the inside. Can't make too many more laps left to run. But here comes the Nartai having another step around the outside of Elliott and trying to get around the outside of Mackay. Can't make it stick this time round. But your race leader, Sam Waddell.
About 2 laps to run, Lawrence, as Waddell comes through. Yeah, Richie Taylor's got a good hold on that second spot, but we really look for the battle with third between Mackay and Nartai at this stage. The white flag's coming out, Lawrence.
Yeah, just trying to put a lap on Alistair Lister, the Beachlands car from Dunedin, who's our race leader, Sam Waddell, looking to try and get some points back on Richie Taylor in this Debbie the Webster Super Cup Series. Round the outside of Lister, it's going to be the checkered flag this time for our race winner. And oh, we've got one just stopped at the finish line. Sam Waddell takes the checkered flag, and second place will go to the 58 of Richie Taylor, third to the 86 of
Hayden Mackay.
Hayden Mackay. Then we go back to the 27 of Trevor Elliott, the 19 of Malcolm Nartai, 54 of Ryan Marsden, then further back to the 21N of Ian Burson, and at the tail of the field is the 4 car of Alistair Lister. And would you say that the 8 car sitting down there on the finish line? I think he might have just got across the finish line there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Terry Sofa.
Terry Sofa, yep, just sitting there. So there's your 3 winners of this Motorsport Sales Co.NZ heat. Up against the wall, the 18 car of Sam Waddell taking out the win from the 56 of Richie Taylor and the 86 of Hayden Mackay. If you're in Leaston, They do warrant of fitness, safety inspection, tyres, batteries, LPG refills, and they also service and repair air conditioning. They are MTA members. That is Jack Service Centre there in Main Road, Doyleston. And we'll give them this next run of the midgets that are out on the track now. That is our team at Jack's Service Centre.
Of course, that previous race would have been Jacob Mitchell's first inaugural win in the midget cars.
Yes, you'd be right there. Would you say the Super Saloon title's down at Cromwell, is it?
The Super Saloon title is down at Cromwell. I think, yeah, the midget title, of course, is at Rapuna.
Yep. I was just saying that the Super Saloon's down at Cromwell. If they get a day like this, this will be almost the same type of track that will be dished up.
Well, they're both fast. They're both very fast tracks, of course, Ellesmere and
yep. But I mean, with the heat
Cromwell
of the day in the basin down there at Cromwell, yeah, trying to keep moisture in the track is that's the problem with daylight meetings. Although Cromwell runs into the night, doesn't it?
It does now, yeah.
Lights down there, so
originally it was a daytime thing, but now it's.
But that's what you get. We do have some issues here at Ellesmere, but it's the same for everyone.
But here's a question for you, Warwick. How many Speedway New Zealand tracks are now only daytime tracks? How many of them have lights now?
How many don't have lights?
Yeah, how many don't have lights?
Well,
I think Riverside and Invercargill, Ariti.
Yep, that'll be two of them. They don't need it down there because it never gets dark till 11 o'clock in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Greymouth, they got lights or not? Greymouth? I don't know. Haven't been over there for a wee while.
I think I've been there when they've had lights.
Oh well, they might still have them.
They may have brought them in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there might only be the three tracks down south that don't have lights. In the South Island, I'm not sure of any in the north.
I think even Kiki have got lights now. I think.
Well, I always laugh about that. We put all this expense and everything into having lights so that we can have the racing at night, and then we've got these bloody
Rosebank won't have lights. Yeah.
Then we've got all these curfews that we've got to shut down.
I think, does Wanganui have lights? Oh, I think they do now.
Well, it's good to see 98J Chadwick back on track, and well, let's hope that Nathan Wilkie gets a run. He's running around the tail of the field there. He'll be looking at gauges and feeling the car out, obviously, as he did get it started last time to come in, before he came in. But let's hope young Nathan gets a run in the Gertie-powered midget today. They'll let them go. It's Jack Lowe and Liam McCoubrey off the front for this one. And they're sliding across the slickness of the track there as Jack Lowe managed to come out of that just ahead of Liam McCoubrey. But here comes the slider from McCoubrey, goes right up the top of the South Bridge at Pit Bend, and Jack Lowe gets him back. Third on the track is the 22 of Mitch Hill. McCoubrey does it again, and Jack Lowe, he's not quite up as far this time, although he's got the inside running. What happens? They both slip up high. So too does Mitch Hill. Jacob Mitchell hanging in there in that fourth spot. Jay Chadwick in behind. And Nathan Wilkie just taking his time there at the tail of the field. But we go back to the front. We watch these two. Scott Miller parked up on the infield, but Liam McCoubrey, Jack Lowe, Mitch Hill chasing the dirt this time. They come down to the Dunsandle turn, and it is still McCoubrey out of the front. Jack Lowe right on his tail, trying to get a bit of push off that turn there. One makes a mistake. Lowe comes in. He slides right up across the front of McCoubrey. He comes out of it better, and he will lead Lowe down. But we have got a yellow.
I think it's Jay Chadwick, isn't it?
And it's the 21 of Nathan Wilkie that is stopped up there. So I always wonder whether he's still having the gremlins with that car. But you were treated to, this is a little bit of American style racing here, Lawrence, with these slide jobs.
Well, talking of slide jobs, where's the master? of slide jobs in Canterbury. Access Man car.
Oh, Access Man, oh, Glenn Jury.
Yeah, Glenn Jury. Where is he today?
He's rebuilding a motor.
Oh, okay.
The opening night at
He's
at
the master of slide jobs.
He sort of had a wee problem down there, and I think I saw a note that he burnt a hole in a piston or something. So he's got to get some parts and bits and pieces in. He's hoping to be underway in about 3 weeks' time. He certainly needs the seat time, but it does depend on whether he can get parts in. You know what the freighting system's like. So hopefully Nathan just stalled there. Some of these high-powered midgets have a tendency to do that when you lift your foot as you try and align yourself for the turn. But certainly a good display so far. So Jack Lowe, this double line restart at the front of the field, and he will be able to go. He's chosen the outside. He'll be able to go any time when they say come past the Garden City Drainage and Civil Gate.
Of course, you'd want to run a wee bit less stagger when the track's like this too, wouldn't you?
Well, they've let them go, and it's McCoubre that's come out the front. He's drifted up high and wide, Lowe's right in behind him, and he just sits in there as they go down the Nairn Electrical back straight. They throw it into the Southbridge pit turn. All of those front boys up on the dirt. Mitch Hill's closing in. Nathan Wilkie comes down into the infield as he struck a problem there. Oh, there's a big slider from Jack Lowe. He's got to the top side of the track. Liam McCoubre came back now. He's both of them up there. Oh, he just about touched the back of the front of Lowe's car that time as they went through. But it's still McCoubre out in front from Jack Lowe. Mitch Hill in that third position. Jacob Mitchell holding fourth from 98 of Chadwick. They're in the dirt this time out of the Southbridge turn. Foreman Builders car, the Everett Motorsport machine of Liam McCoubre. Leading the way from the City South Band Spares, Jack Lowe. Lowe's just dropped away from him a wee bit as they go through. Going drifting out high and wide, getting into the dirt as they come through. Still Mitch Hill and Jacob Mitchell in that third and fourth. About 4 laps to go. Lowe just closed up a little bit more there on McCoubre. Past the Garden City Drainage and Civil Pit gates. Sliding off the slick up into the dirt. Liam McCoubre gone through. There's Lowe, he's changed his line, he cut the corner, he drifted right across the front of McCoubre. Can he hang on to it? McCoubre fights back. Now he drifts up high and wide. Is Lowe in a position to capitalise on that one as they come through? McCoubre still there. 2 laps to go, Lawrence. You bring them home.
Oh, there's nothing between these two. You've got Lowe right up there. And of course McCoubre, race leader as they go through turns 3 and 4. Lillis nose to tail stuff. Back there in third. If these two slip up, Mitchell Hill will be there to take the goodies. And fourth place, an outstanding afternoon drives by the 18 car of Jacob Mitchell. And further back, we've got the checkered flag has come out. So it's Liam McCoubre, your race winner from Jack Lowe. A great battle there in the 54 car. Third place will go to the 22 of Mitchell Hill. Then back in fourth place is Jacob Mitchell. I think he may have come to a stop there for some reason. And at the tail of the field, I think it is the 21 car.
Well, look at that. Those are the 2 boys out the front there. Give them a hand when you go around. You won't see much better racing than that from a couple of young contenders. They acknowledged each other as they went past that. We'll have a talk. I'll have a talk to them in the pits later, but that must have been some fun laps there. The winner of that one, 12, Liam McCoubre from 54, Jack Lowe, with Mitch Hill surviving a good battle there with Jacob Mitchell to come home in that third position.
And it was the 98 car, Jay Chadwick, at the tail of the field.
All the racers use a lot as edge, parts and performance. Whether you come into their purpose-built show or talk to the staff or email them, they won't disappoint. speedway, hot rods, drag cars, jet boats, road cars, marine and motorsport, performance parts and more, top to bottom, inside out. That is the Edge Parts and Performance, and they are proud to support us here at the Ellesmere Motor Racing Club. So what we'll do is we'll call this TQ event, race 21 here. This is the Edge Parts and Performance TQ race. Wow, 17, is it? Race 17, yep, I just dropped a few, but that's what it is. And we'll have a look at the field as the water goes down. 46 Jamie Booth will go from the front with the 82 of Riley Thompson going from grid 2. 57 Dylan Forsey takes his place on 3. 12 Kimberly Yateman will go from 4. 99 Logan Scammell starts from 5 with 47 Jess Morris from 6. 97 Cameron Soul will go from 7 with 91 Ethan Smith from 8. The 84 of Ben Morgan starts from 9. That's the orange and black car, and the other orange and blue car. The 36 of Scott Bailey will go from grid 10. 19 Mark Morris will go from 11. 33 Tyler Warnock from 12. And this time Jeremy Webb will start from the back of the field. Scheduled to go 10 laps. So that's all good for this one. It's normally be the feature race with the end of the program, but with the HPE Saloons Pole Shuffle and the Debbie Webster Super Saloon Cup feature coming, we've got to fit a few more races in, so there's still more to come. There we said Jamie Booth off the front with the 82. Of Thompson there, Riley Thompson, as they get themselves underway. And it's Jamie Booth has gone to the front of the field from the 57 of Dylan Forsey. Looks like Jess Morris is trying to push up on the inside of Riley Thompson as they all come to terms with the slick track. Ethan Smith and the 91s tucked in behind. Pretty tight in there in that 5th position as Logan Scammell's battles there with the 84 of Ben Morgan. But it's Jamie Booth out in front from Ethan Smith and Jess Morris. Ethan Smith looking high and wide there as he goes round and gets the better of Ben Morgan. He rounds up Jess Morris pretty quick, although he's very up high and wide. Morris comes out of that turn in the Austin's coaster car a little quicker. She's keeping it very, very tight, but Ethan Smith, I think, will go round past her down the Duck Manton back straight. So too does Ben Morgan. But Jamie Booth, Lawrence, he's stamping his mark on this one.
Yeah, Jamie Booth, very versatile driver out front. Looks like he's got the measure of Dylan Forsey in 2nd place, and then back to the 91 of Ethan Smith. A couple of these lads not long out of the quarter midgets. And up the inside, Ben Morgan looking pretty menacing there in 4th place, ahead of Jess Morris.
Yeah, well, Jeremy Webb started off the back of the field and he's right up into the middle of the pack now. He's just picking off Jess Morris there as Jamie Booth comes out of the Springston Hotel turn. Dylan Forsey in that 2nd position. Ethan Smith comes flying in. Oh, he may have overcocked it, and Ethan Smith goes round. Jeremy Webb just clips him while the others take evasive action.
We'll see a yellow, I'm sure. There we go, the yellow does come out. Jeremy did a good job there of just slowing down enough and just ever so lightly.
He just clipped the wheel, yep.
Clipping them, but if he had more speed on, it was going to be curtains for Jeremy Webb.
Well, this is probably not what Jamie Booth wanted. He falls back into the clutch of the rest of the field as they close up. Yep, old Ethan just went in there, and the track is pretty slick now, and they just couldn't hold the car around. So it's going to be Jamie Booth has opted for the outside, the Ivan Spears car from the 57 of Dylan Forsey. Second row, it's the 84 of Ben Morgan on the inside, then Jeremy Webb on grid 4. Then we've got the 47 of Jess Morris, and outside Jess is still the 82 of Riley Thompson. Come round and yep, Jamie's gone. Dylan Forsey's matched him very well on the low line, and he'll drift up and high and just see if Jamie Booth can recover. He does so. He comes back underneath Dylan Forsey, heads down into our Southbridge turn. He's drifted up high on the fence and opened the door up, and it's Ben Morgan in the Graham Hill Roofing TQ that's got his nose in front. Momentum still Booth's friend, but he might have missed that one spot there. Now Jeremy Webb comes into the play. He's stuck down low, as Dylan Forsey has too, on the inside of the track. Now Jeremy Webb takes the high line, trying to chase some dirt to catch up to Ben Morgan. So it's Morgan, Webb, Booth, Forsey. Then Warnock comes into the play on the top side of the track from Jess Morris.
Okay, it looks like the white flag is out with 1 lap to go, and Ben Morgan, he's running side by side with Jeremy Webb round the outside. Jeremy Webb round the outside. Can Jeremy hold off Ben Morgan? I think he's got this one done. Jeremy Webb takes the checkered flag in the 8 car. Second to the 84 of Ben Morgan. Third place will go to Boofy in the 46. Then we move back to Dylan Forsey in the 57. Jess Morris is the next one. Then back to the 33 of Tyler Warnock. And further back, it looks like a number there.
Yeah, Tyler Warnock. It'll be Cameron Soul in the 97.
Yeah, Cameron Soul, 97's next one. He'll be followed by the 36, I think it was. The Access Man car of Scott Bailey, the 19 of
Mark Morris.
Then back to...
It'll be Riley Thompson, the 82.
Yeah, the 82, great enough.
And Logan Scammell in the 99.
Logan Scammell in 99.
Yep. Right. So we're heading over to the youth mini stocks now. We're not sure whether this will be the B or not. 8. Where's our 8? He goes. There he goes. Well, they're not quite 3 wide, but there's 8. Jeremy Webb going around from. Yep, they've gone. All right. That's okay. So the youth mini stocks, I'll just see if I can find out for you, Lawrence, whether this is the B or the A. If you can pick the cars, Lawrence, this is the youth mini stocks. This could be the B final to give them, yeah, it looks like some of them to give them their 3rd race, or are they?
I'd be...
6, 8, 12, 14, 16.
I'd be...
I'm not sure. But what they had talked to doing was they're giving the mini stocks an A and a B. We're not sure which one this is. So the top runners here.
There are a couple of top runners in there. You've got Jack Burson in the 21 N car, and Layla Jeffcoat as well, and from Nelson, the 2 quick Nelson cars.
What have we got the last race?
Row.
10, 41, 26. Are they there? Don't see them there. 93, 15, 28.
Mind you, some of these drivers had a bit of bad luck, so they may not have qualified for the...
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's their title in the next fortnight. So it's a mini stocks one. We'll see what comes out later on.
And which other classes are running at our next meeting?
We will decide that when we get there. It's the saloons.
Okay, yep.
Could be, there's talking, could be nearly 30 of them. So we have to be careful on how many classes we schedule. And the South Island Youth Mini Stocks, there'll be 2 fields of them. So we
okay, away in
happens.
racing. And it's the 14C of Ollie Stephen, who got the best of the start there, but he's drifted back already. And it's 21 on there. It's Layla Jeffcoat leads them through. It's 2 Nelson cars. Jack Burson on the inside. Of course, Jack Burson following up from last night. 2 wins at Cokentools Woodford Glen Speedway. And looks like he's going to add another couple here this afternoon here at Ellesmere Speedway as well. So Jack Burson leads them down the back straight from Layla Jeffcoat. Then back to the 14 of Ollie Stephen. Back there in 4th place, it's the 211.
Amy Burson.
Amy Burson.
Yep, and the 112 we just went through, Paige McNally.
And then back to the 196.
And we've got one that's ground to a halt in that Southbridge turn by the pit gate entry. What car is that? Is that a 56 Nicholas
Ware?
Nicholas Ware or a 90 something? What have we got? Yeah, is that or 96?
Is it
No,
55?
56 is it?
Could be.
Nicholas Ware it will be if it's 56.
So of course these drivers 12 to 16 years of age, and a great way to get into speedway racing. Seen a number of lady drivers out here doing very, very competitively indeed. And of course some top drivers have come out of youth mini stocks in the past, the likes of Terence
Connor Rangy did.
Connor Rangy. Got also the likes of Jamie Larson,
Yep.
was a former youth stock driver. Number of former stock car drivers. The guy that was on, what was it, the Married at First Sight, what was his name? Just out of Palmerston North or out of Foxton, raced at Palmerston North.
Right.
Used to race in Wayne Hemmy's team. Jordan Deere.
Oh, Jordan Deere.
Yep. Was
Was
another youth mini stock driver.
I'm too old to watch Married at First Sight, Lawrence. Goodness me. After 43 years.
Well, that was a few years ago too, that was on.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, it obviously looks like something that happened. The front end must have collapsed on that car as they come round. But yep, Jack Burson sitting out in the front there, certainly got a good graphics package on that. You can pick that anywhere.
Yes, we've got sponsorship from Debbie the Webster, one of the main sponsors out here this weekend.
And Jeff Coate on that 28N car. Leela Jeff Coate. Who else haven't we mentioned much today? 93C, Clayton Hawke there.
Oh, Clayton has been a big surprise for me. I'm not too sure where Clayton's come from, but he hasn't been around that long. He's certainly doing a good job, the 93 car.
Another 223 with, must be a new driver. He's got the red bag on the back there, Aidan Ray. So, yeah, pretty hard with some big fields to give a bit of justice to some of our drivers. So we do it when we can.
Well, Leah Rowlands, car number 41, is a daughter of a top street stock and stock car driver.
Yep, I can remember that name. So they're looking pretty good and tidy as they go down our good ride back straight.
Oh, it's Terence Durrell was the name I was looking for, who's one of the top contenders in the TQs.
We need the old computer, needs a bit of a refresh there, Lawrence.
Okay, away in racing, and Layla Jeffcoat gets the jump there on Jack Burson.
He's fighting back well though.
Yeah, well, Jack won't give an inch, and neither will Layla. And we've got one around. It's
223, Aidan Ray. But Aidan's got himself back up, under running again.
You can hear the tyres struggling for traction out there at the moment.
Amy Burson holding on to that third position. Oh, there's a big challenge going around the front there with the 28 Lila Jeffcoat and Jack Burson.
Side by side, they come out of turn 4. And look at this gaggle of cars.
In behind.
Yeah, dicing for third place. And it looks like the 211 of Amy Burson has got the better of that group at this stage.
Yeah, Paige McNally's jammed in the middle there with the 58 car of Elsa Vanderen caught in there as well. They've sort of split themselves up now a little bit.
Well, Paige Paige goes around. She's another one that comes from a street stock car background.
And one of the boys that has made the best of that one. Oh, maybe he hadn't. It was the 93, I was just going to say, of Clayton Hawke had made quite a good move there. And
Leela Rowlands.
I'm not sure whether he's one of the ones that's caught up in that tangle over there.
Well, it was Leah Rowlands and Theo Vanderen that got together out of turn 2.
Yeah, 58. Yeah, Elsie Vanderen. And I'm trying to pick that.
That'll be the 42 car. And that's Braden Williamson.
Well, there was one other. It must have shot through. I thought they had quite a nice run on there. 93 it was. There he is. He got through. Yeah. And Clayton Hawke had a good run into that turn, and he's obviously found his way through the carnage, and he's now sitting up in 5th position. Well, many thanks to our volunteers and crash crew. They're a marvellous job. We've got Darren Smith out there with his tow truck picking up another one.
Well, without these great volunteers, you couldn't run a speedway meeting now there at Ellesmere.
It gets more difficult each time. I think some of our competitors that need to step up and help out a wee bit. We're getting harassed by some of them because we don't have someone repping them or what have you. I mean, they need to take a bit of responsibility. It happens everywhere, Lawrence. There's a lack of volunteers. So, well, that was the black flag given to Leela Rowlands. I'm not sure why. We're not getting a lot of information from next door.
Well, I think she was the one that got into Theo Vanderen, the 57 car. Of course, you've got brother and sister out there, Theo and Elsie Vanderen. Yep. So it's calm before the storm as we're about to go racing in the youth mini stocks once again. And can anyone hit Jack Burson or Layla Jeffcoat, who's got her ideas? And don't discount, of course, Jack's sister. Wouldn't Jack's sister like to beat Jack? Elsie
Amy
Burson. Amy Burson.
Yeah, well, Jack Burson's just out in the front of this one at the moment with Lila Jeffcoat. There's about 3 laps to go. The 14 car of Ollie Stephen moves up to that 3rd position. And 93, Clayton Hawke making a move into that 4th spot. Looks like Amy Burson just slowed dramatically. She might be coming into the infield.
Oh, we've got one around
yellow because we've got 2-3-3.
And that's about the 3rd time.
Aidan Ray has come round. It might be his race done because I think he's had a restart already.
Just trying to find him in the list of names I've got here. I can't find him.
Yeah, under the ones, right up the top.
Oh. Well, we'd be a fair bit of rivalry between these two top of the South Speedway and Nelson cars. So you're right there. Warwick's had too much to drink. Anyway, looking at the front of the field, it's the two top of the South cars. As I said, very competitive out there in the youth mini stocks, and they've certainly showed that they can put it with their Christchurch cars. Looks like the 233 of Aidan Ray. Just trying to get him to the infield. Now, what I'd like to see with this, this is like the B final. I'd like to see probably the front 2 or 3 cars maybe advance to the A final.
No, not today.
Well, I mean, you've got the likes of Jack Burson who could easily win the A final.
Well, their title is next week. This is just support racing for them, a bit of a run. So, yeah, we're getting on. We're 10 to 4. We've got a few races to go yet. But it is Jack Burson out in there at the front from the 28, Leela Jeffcoat. She's putting up a good fight today. This young Leela is sitting in there.
Watch out for Jordan Cox there in the 99 car. He had a bit of a surprise last night and took a race win away as well.
Yeah, and tucked in behind Clayton Hawke in the 93. And the Paige McNally's got herself joined onto the back of those front ones as well. There's your man, 99, Jordan Cox, looking to go around the outside. The white flag's coming out for these ones. And it is 21. Jack Burson that goes through. Oh, who was that?
Oh, that was Mr. Hawke.
That's, yep, Clayton Hawke. Well, he might just finish there. Oh.
This one may finish under yellow, I'd say.
I'd say that might finish on the yellow. I'd suggest the checkered flag goes out. It was on the last lap. There's no title for them. 21, Jack Burson coming through 28. From 14, 112. Yep, they've called that all right. So that's, we'll try and see who I got down on the 5th spot there. God.
Well, it looks like the Nelson cars have cleaned up
the pole shuffle. And the pole shuffle brought to you by HPE. So, yep, we'll see how they get on in this one.
Well, round 1 there was 8 cars in the pole shuffle. I imagine it'll be much the same in this one. And 21 Ian Burson, he'll give it a good crack. Ray Stewart, who's had a fair bit of experience in these pole shuffles. The 34T car. Of course, Kane Lawson, we saw him take out a win. Of course, he's got the likes of Dennis Bolton, Colin Gray in his pit crew. Can't see Trevor Elliott out there, so he hasn't made the top 8 cars for the pole shuffle, unfortunately. It was Trevor, local Christchurch car. Of course, one man that's had multiple podiums in the South Island Super Cup is Kane Lawson. He's been performing very well so far this round 2 of the Debbie the Webster Super Cup. But the first of the pole shuffle rounds, of course, we had the 7th and 8th top qualifier. And it is Racing Ray Stewart, car number 34 from Cromwell, and he's got his Cromwell clubmate there. That's the 77T of Greg Johnston. Finished 2nd in the South Island Champs at Nelson this past season. So if you haven't seen a pole shuffle before, you're in for a treat. Of course, the winner of this pole shuffle, this particular heat here, will go on to take on the 6th qualifier, and you can advance your way up the grid for the final. So it is Racing Ray Stewart on the inside, Greg Johnson on the outside. It's the calm before the storm. Who's going to get the jump? So there's just be another lap or two to go before they're away, of course.
Well, they've still got the pit gates open, Lawrence, so I think they're just waiting. I'm sure they've got to get this, trying to get this mini stock out. The pit gates are still open.
Okay, so yeah, so we've got Greg Johnson, that Hypermac Chev, 43 years of age. It's the ex-Daryl Ainsley car. He was third in the Mag & Turbo Cup Series back in 2019 and 20. So he's no slug at all. Second in the South Island title last season at Nelson. Sponsored by Trillo Metals, Knees Graphic, Goldfields. Racing Ray Stewart's been around for quite a few decades. He's around about 73 years of age. And I'll tell you what, you wouldn't realise it the way he drives. Certainly no slug at all. And he's sponsored by Vertex. He's actually, I believe, from Dunedin, as far as I'm aware, or he has been for a number of years, and contracted to Central Motor Speedway in Cromwell. And the start's going to be oh so crucial here. And I think the next car after this may very well be Ian Burson that they have to come up against. We'll have to see. I haven't got the points list in front of me, so but we'll see how we go. So here we go. It's going to be next time round. So they've had a good think about this and what they're going to do into that first corner. So Ray Stewart, he's as cunning as they come in the 34T car. He's going to be very hard to beat. So both these cars are going to be very, very hard to beat at Cromwell this year, the New Zealand champs. Okay, we're away and racing. Ray Stewart's got the jump. Going up high and handsome is the 77T car of Greg Johnson. Ray Stewart, he's going to stick to that pole line. He's going to stick to it like glue. To make Johnson go around the outside. In fact, he's gone up to the pole line, so he's making a liar out of me as they come out of the back straight. Side by side, Greg Johnson having a shot up the inside of Ray Stewart. Racing Ray Stewart goes wide and Johnson's up the inside. And it's going to be Johnson who'll take it away ahead of Racing Ray Stewart. So Racing Ray Stewart will start on grid 8. And can Greg Johnson advance up the field? He's got Ryan Marsden, former New Zealand saloon car champion. Just won that title out at Coke and Tools Woodford Glen Speedway a few seasons back. Did Ryan Marsden, of course, beat the late great Paddy North to that title. Of course, this is a saloon car with a few tweaks to it, if you like. And Greg Johnson, he's got one of the best peddlers in the business alongside of him. So the start's going to be oh so crucial. Can Johnson maximise that power advantage that he'll have over the 43 car, the 54 car, sorry. So here we go. Start's going to be crucial. Down the front straight they come. And Marsden has the inside, but Johnson's getting the power down round the outside. Down the back straight they come. Marsden's got the inside line. He'll hang on to that pole line for dear life. Johnson will try and undercut him, but to no avail at this stage. He'll have to come up with a plan B, I think. And here's plan B right round the outside. Has he got the traction down the back straight? He's going to have to go pretty deep into turns 3 and 4. Here he comes. So Marsden, the checkered flag will be out this time. Marsden's going to take this one away. So Ryan Marsden showing all that experience out of the saloon cars into the super saloons. But talking of experience, we're talking about car 21. Car 21, of course, Ian Burson, the former, I think it was 2NZ Superstock champion of New Zealand. Oh, we're away and racing already, and Marsden's gone to the outside, Burson's gone to the inside. Oh, Marsden's got the front wheel hiking down the back straight. Burson's coming back on the inside. It's Marsden on the outside. Burson's going to have to be cautious on the throttle. Coming out turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, and it's Marsden. Burson goes to the inside. He'll try and push Marsden as high as he possibly can. Down the back straight they come. Marsden's got the momentum, and that could be good night nurse for Ian Burson as they come round turn 3 and 4. It's got to be Marsden. Ryan Marsden will advance up the field another grid. So Ian Burson will start on grid 6. Ryan Marsden has the chance to go further up the field, but he's got a hard peddler to take on this time. It's car number 86, the former modified 2NZ in modifieds. Of course, here we go. And Reese Mackay, or Hayden Mackay, sorry, has got the advantage. He's got the pole line, so he's going to protect that for dear life, I'd say. Marsden will go high, wide and handsome through turns 3 and 4. Look at this, Marsden trying to gain there on Hayden Mackay, but Hayden Mackay, the ex-motocrosser, has the advantage at the moment. Of course, ran modifieds before he ran super saloons, but I think he's got this one in the bag. He'll just keep it pretty conservative through turns 3 or 4. He's got this one down to the checkered flag, has Hayden Mackay. So there we see car 54, Ryan Marsden will start out of grid 5 in the big feature, the Debbie the Webster feature here this afternoon at Ellesmere Speedway. So now we've got one of the big heavy hitters, and this of course is Sam Waddell, former New Zealand champion in 2019-20, won that title at Coke and Tools Woodford Glen Speedway. Here we go, but it is Mackay. Hayden Mackay that got the advantage, got the pole line. Now you look for the big move from Sam Waddell. He'll go pretty deep into turns 3 and 4. He'll start closing that gap down, but he'll be starting to get a bit desperate at the moment. It's a dance of the desperate as they go through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straight, he'll be looking for the big dive and going deep into turns 3 and 4, but is he too far back? I think Ryan Marsden, Hayden Mackay has got this one in the bag. Hayden Mackay will move up another spot, and Sam Waddell will start out of grid 4 in the Debbie the Webster feature later on this afternoon. But Hayden Mackay, here's the chance to, he could go all the way here. He's got Kane Lawson. He's got Kane Lawson, but he's still got Richie Taylor still to come. So the loser of this will start from grid 3. The winner advances to the pole, to the front row, and we got Mackay. Hayden Mackay's got the advantage. He's going to hold on to that pole line. He's not going to let Kane Lawson get underneath him, otherwise it's curtains for Hayden Mackay as they come onto the front straight. Hayden Mackay leads them through with 1 lap left to run. The white flag comes out. What can Kane Lawson do in the Mag and Turbo Riverlands Holiday Park Chev Corvette? He slips up the inside. Will he push him wide? He's not going to be able to, and Hayden Mackay will start off the front row, and it looks like Kane Lawson will start from grid 3, but who's going to get the pole position? Will it be Richie Taylor in the 58, or will it be 96 Hayden Mackay? Hayden's tyres and engine are all warm so far, but of course Richie Taylor has been the form guide so far this season in Super Saloon, certainly here in the South Island. But a great start, side by side as they go through turns 1 and 2. Look at that, Richie Taylor right around the outside of Hayden Mackay, made easy meat of them. Down the back straight they go into turns 3 and 4. It's Richie Taylor doing the business, the former 4-time South Island champion, 6-time Super Cup champion. Richie Taylor leads them away. The dust kicks up and it looks like Richie Taylor, he's going on from last night's form at Coke and Tools Woodford Glen. Can he get the feature win here this afternoon? He's gonna start from the pole position here this afternoon in the Debbie the Webster feature, and alongside of him will be Hayden Mackay. So some great action there, Warwick, in the pole shuffle.
Yes, it certainly was. It was Ryan Marsden that came out and took a couple of wins out of there, and then Mackay took 3 wins. He progressed up the field until he met his match with Richie Taylor.
Of course, Richie has been a former 2NZ, and I think the last time he was 2NZ was at Cromwell. And of course, the New Zealand champs down in Cromwell, and very unlucky not to pip
live bands, karaoke, happy hours on Friday and Saturday. They have accommodation, bottle store, courtesy coaches, function rooms, the whole lot there at the Crate and Barrel in 3 Market Street, Leaston. And another one that's helped us out here at the track is Selwyn Rural Supplies. For all your rural needs, go and check out the Selwyn Rural Supplies. They're open Mondays to Fridays and Saturday mornings, and they're situated in 106 High Street, Southbridge.
Yes, as I was about to say, so of course, Richie Taylor back there, last time the New Zealand Super Saloon title was held in Cromwell, very unlucky not to get around the late great Peter Dixon on the last lap. He was certainly closing in with great steam, so certainly he's showing good form this season as Richie Taylor.
Well, thanks to our reps that we've had a couple come up in here, and certainly you can't miss the TQ rep, Mike Madden. He's kept us informed with all the fields and bits and pieces a day and anything that's gone wrong, and so too has Ben Crow. He's taken on the role of the midget rep for a couple of seasons now, and he's come and given me the field for this final event for the midgets. He's put a wee note on there. He said that Tom Lumsden is out with what seems to be ongoing driveline troubles, and Jacob Mitchell's out with a terminal engine issue at this stage. So we're missing those 2, but we have on the front row 12 Liam McCoubre from grid 1 with the 54 of Jack Lowe from 2, 22 Mitch Hill will start from 3 with the 98 of Jay Chadwick, and we'll see how we get on with the rest of them. We've got 5 Scott Miller, he's underway in the Chev V4 over the far side, and the 21 of Nathan Wilkie is going to get another start here. So that is the final run for the midgets. A little bit unfortunate to have a couple of those cars suffering some problems, but let's hope the word is that's, what's that mean? That's about 4 working on issues at the moment, so they can get back on track. Southern Eye Specialist, that's Mitch Hill in the 22 car going through. Penwright Foreman Builders, Everett Motorsport car of Liam McCoubre. Chadwick Motorsport car of Jay Chadwick. You know the others, City South Van Spares, of course, Jack Lowe. And Performance Windows is an E13, I can't remember how that's all put together there, of Nathan Wilkie on the car. So good sponsors that have been with some of these drivers for a long time. Yeah, I think it's, we read it as E13 Performance Windows. Oh yeah, just love the sound, don't you? Scott Miller. Well, we'll get these cars formed up. There's still a few events left, including the big Super Saloon Debbie Webster feature. It's a big meeting here for Ellesmere. We've been running just over 3 hours so far, 3¼ hours, 1 or 2 incidents, a significant amount of track watering to try and hold it together.
Oh, we've seen some great racing here this afternoon, though, haven't we, Warwick?
No, we have. But come on, lads, join them up, get them in line. 10 laps for this feature run for the midgets. McCoubrey, Jack Lowe off the front, Hill, Chadwick, Miller, Wilkie. That's the 6 of them. Of course, very big meetings coming up with the New Zealand Midget Champs in February down here over at Ruapuna. So they've gone. And we look to the front of the field, and it's Liam McCoubrey who makes the early jump on this one from Jack Lowe. Jack's just tailing him behind there as they go down the Duckmanton back straight for the first time. McCoubrey swings up high and wide on the track. Lowe stays down low on the hard on the pole line. He's done that again. Now he's drifted right across in front of McCoubrey, and he's managed to take the lead from Liam McCoubrey. Mitch Hill sitting in that 3rd position with Jay Chadwick tucked in behind him. Chadwick's gone high. Hill this time stayed low on the track. Then we've got Scott Miller and Nathan Wilkie. With this young Jack Lowe out in the front as he comes in. He swings up high on the track this time, chasing the dirt. Well, the only one to come down low is Mitch Hill, and he's hanging on to his 3rd position. Jack Lowe just probably pulled out another couple of car lengths over McJury in this one at this stage. Mitch Hill coming under some pressure from Jay Chadwick as he drifts up to the high side of the track. Hill content to play the low line race, but he's drifted high this side himself, and then Jay Chadwick lines up the exit from the turn, but he wasn't close enough to do anything on it. Looks like Liam McCoubrey just closed up a fraction on Lowe as they come down the start and finish straight. They're about midway in their feature race. But Jack Lowe now seems to have found himself a groove a little bit higher on the track. McCoubrey following suit. Mitch Hill's gone up high now, a little bit defensive, trying to keep Chadwick out of there. Meanwhile, Wilkie and Scott Miller in the V4 have a nice little battle between themselves as they go through. But Jack Lowe, every lap, some of them are getting closer and closer to the wall. But he's got the setup right this time. And Lowe just once again has slightly increased his lead over Liam McCoubrey. Mitch Hill's given up the lower line racing to follow the rest of the boys, just getting those right rears into the dirt. And Scott Miller's really got the better with the V4 over the Gertie powered engine of Nathan Wilkie. Well, the white flag's out for the midgets, and it looks like it's 54 Jack Lowe who is coming around. He's high on the track, like they all are, and he takes the win over 12 Liam McCoubrey. 22 Mitch Hill comes into that 3rd position from the 98 of Jay Chadwick. And then a good little battle has been going on, their own little race. It's 5 Scott Miller coming in ahead of the 21 of Nathan Wilkie.
I'd say Scott Miller will have a grin from ear to ear, keeping young Nathan Wilkie behind him.
Oh, I think they all will. They've enjoyed that. I know it's a very, very slick track, but it's made some entertaining racing this afternoon. The heat and the sun and the wind out there's put it down, but yeah, good stuff from these three guys. They've spread themselves out a bit, so yeah, we'll just say goodbye to them for this particular meeting. 54, Jack Lowe taking the win from 12, Liam McCoubrey, and 22, Mitch Hill. Try and help you out. Crushed materials, AP5 sand, that's filter sand, crusher dust, drainage chip boulders, a variety of sizes, ballast and more. That's your aggregate and excavation specialist. That's Selwyn Excavation and Aggregate Limited. You can pick it up. They can get it to you from X the River, or they deliver. That's Sandy and the team. Ellesmere Excavation and Aggregate Limited. And this will be the TQ feature race for the afternoon. And what have we got? We've got in this one, we've got Ben Morgan, 84, will go from grid 1. 8, Jeremy Webb goes from grid 2. 33, Tyler Warnock from 3 on the second row with Scott Bailey in the 36 car or 4. Jamie Booth will go from grid 5 in car 46. 57, Dylan Forsey will go from grid 6. Scratching, 91, Ethan Smith's out. He was due to go on grid 7, so on that fourth row will be the 47 of Jeff Morris on her own. On the fifth row will be 97 Cameron Soul and the 19 of Mark Morris, and then the 99 of Logan Scammell and the 82 of Riley Thompson round out the field. Yep, slick track, a wee bit slower time, 16.7 was the quickest time there for Jack Lowe. And they did their 10 laps. I'll just shoot back over and see what the 10 laps, 2:29. That one was 2:53. So it's not a fast service, but it's entertaining.
I think that sun hasn't helped matters either, has it really?
Well, I know they didn't get much racing in today, but thanks to Heath Liddell for plugging in these air conditioning units, because, well, it's just holding its own at the moment. Anyway, the TQs are away, Lawrence.
Oh, charge the light brigade down the front straight, and Jeremy Webb has bolted to the front, but on the inside of him, of course, you've got Ben Morgan. So Ben Morgan and Jeremy Webb going at hammer and tongs. This is a good lead-up for the National Championships later on in December. Who's the quickest of the Canterbury cars? I'm sure Jeremy Webb will come back at Ben Morgan.
They'll both run against one another in not only the TQs, the midget class as well. But certainly this time it is Ben Morgan who's content to settle down a little low. A wee bit of a hole right on the pole line seemed to be developing in the Dunsandel turn, but it's Morgan from Webb. It's Jamie Booth holding that third position. He's got Dylan Forsey in behind him, while looking to go high is the Access Man car of Scott Bailey.
Yeah, Scott Bailey going high, wide and handsome down the back straight. He's moved into fourth place now, just about to go around Boofy. We'll have a look at going around Boofy. Onto the front straight they come. And there he goes, right around the outside of Boofy, I think. Oh, we got one upside down and we've lost the wheel right in front of us. And we're looking in the wrong place there, Warwick.
No, who will that be?
Well, I can't quite pick the number from here.
I think it'll be young Riley. Is it? No. Is that who's over the far side there?
It's not the guy from Greymouth. He's there.
Yep. Well,
start thinking of the obvious now.
Yep. Well, where was my sheet? It's not.
Where's
97.
Where's Kimberly
Cameron
Yateman?
Soul? That's Cameron
No,
Soul.
Cameron Soul, isn't it? No, no, it's 42, I think. 42 car?
Here,
42.
no, 97. Cameron Soul, it is.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but he's...
Well, he might not be sure what happened there either.
Oh, dear.
But he's out, so
Anyway.
give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone for a bit of a tumble.
Yep, the poor old Cameron. He's been involved in a few incidents.
He's another one that's done a bit of mud.
Again. And it'll be, looks like Ben Morgan.
Well, Jeremy Webb will get another bite of the cherry here.
Yep,
Yeah,
just looking at our...
Going to attack mode on Ben Morgan. Tyler Warnock, he's another one that will come through the field, I'm sure, in the 33 car.
I just figured out the line export there. It doesn't make sense, but it goes 1 and 2 grids opposite, one above the other, and 3 and 4 are out the outside. But anyway, they've let the TQs go again, and Ben Morgan leads them out from Jeremy Webb as he just goes out of my view, out of this corner, going up to the Dunsandel dirt, and down that Duck Mountain, back straight. Swings up high on the track while Morgan stays down low, and Morgan still manages a slight hold over that lead from Webb, tucked in behind. He's a hard man to get round as the 46 of Jamie Booth holding that third position from Dylan Forsey down low, and 36 Scott Bailey up high on the track. Jess Morris in behind with Warnock, Morris, that's Mark. Then Logan Scammell, then the 82 car from Greymouth of Riley Thompson.
Well, I'll tell you what, Warwick, I think Ben Morgan, I think he's got Jeremy Webb here. I think he's got a snookered here. I think Jeremy can do nothing at the moment, and the Graham Hill roofing car of Ben Morgan is dancing away from the field. But look at running very high, wide and handsome Scott Bailey in the 38 car, trying to get round Boothie. And I'll tell you what, Dylan Forsey's right there as well.
Well, I think he's got Dylan Forsey with this one. We'll see if he can get round Boothie as Webb and Bailey go high. It's a long way round, but he's, certainly Bailey's just kept up the momentum. Throw a line across them, there's nothing in it, but Bailey might just get, he does. They come into the Garden City drainage turn. Bailey just gets ahead of Booth. Although he's not giving it up, is he? He's driving a good, tight, low line, is Jamie Booth. It's not all over yet.
Certainly doing a good job there, Boothie.
Jeremy Webb just back on a little bit of trouble there. He had to scrub off some speed as he came up against the wall on that high line. Scott Bailey, as we said, is working very, very hard. The checkered flags are coming out as we watch that. So it'll be 84, Ben Morgan, who takes the win from 8, Jeremy Webb. 36, Scott Bailey gets that third spot from the 46 of Boothie. And then the 5th place will be the 57 of Dylan Forsey.
Then Jess Morris, then Mark Morris.
Yeah, the 19. Right, Logan Scammell's the 99. Well, Ben Morgan's just done his little lap on his own.
Okay, here's a question for you, Warwick. What percentage of that field came out of the quarter midgets? Or is that too hard?
One was, it'll be at least nearly a third of them. As I can remember, Colin Jeremy Webb Tyler Warnock, Ben Morgan, Dylan Forsey in there. There's quite a number.
Look at that. We've got Ian Burson out there. Not Ian. Jack Burson.
Well, so they may well have pushed a couple into here. Must have reverted it to a B main and grabbed a couple.
Yeah, they might have stole my idea.
Stole your idea.
Yeah.
28 is 28 out there. Yep, she's on the front. So they must have taken the top two at least up into this group. 14 and 112,
yeah,
was it there?
14 and 15.
Oh, 112's there, that's there. Feature B.
Okay, this is feature B for the youth mini stocks. Off the front row, we've got car number 10, that's Jackson Hoytis. And of course, Layla Jeffcoat from Top of the South Speedway in Nelson. Then in the second row is car number 26. And that, of course, is Oliver McCartney. On his outside, sounds like one of the Beatles, doesn't it? On the outside is car number 99. And that is Jordan Cox. On the third row, we have car number 112, Paige McNally. And on the outside of Paige, we have car number 14, and that's Ollie Stephen. And then we go back to Jack Burson and car number 15, Connor Turner. We're away and racing, and it's the charge of the Light Brigade as they go into turns 1 and 2. And there we go, it's Jackson Hootis is your race leader, but he's got Jack
Burson
right behind him. He's all over the back of him like a rash. And we've got Layla Jeffcoat right around the outside, so she's not going to give this place up either. And Oliver McCartney's right there, Jordan Cox. Now, Jordan Cox is, I think, when this track slicks up, I think he's could become more competitive. He's got Paige McNally right there as well in the 112 car, Connor Turner, and the 14 car of Ollie Stephen. And then a long way back to the 196. Thomas Jack and Lucy Elliott.
Yeah, Lucy Elliott, yeah.
But out the front, things have changed around there, and Jack Burson goes the inside of Layla Jeffcoat. But I'll tell you what, the 10 car...
Well, it's 3 wide there now as they go past.
Wide, and the 10 car is trying to get in there as well. And
Jackson Hootis. Oh, he's given Hootis a wee bit of a touch up there.
Well, he's given...
Hootis gave
Jack Burson
a bit of a touch up there.
Yes, so I'm not too sure what's going to happen there.
Well, he's trying to get the car going, but he's got to go straight up the field. The yellow has come on.
A bit of damage. You look at the front of that car. That front wheel does not look straight. We'll see how he behaves as Hootis comes up behind him. Let's see. Let's hope it's all nice and kosher. I'm sure he probably doesn't feel like that.
See what the referee says. I think the referee's told him that he'll be at the rear of the field, I think. Now, or has he stopped for some reason?
Has that done any damage to the the Webster
car? I'm not sure.
Car of Jack Burson. Yeah, I think Jackson will have to start at the tail of the field.
Yep. No, well, that's...
take that one...
on the chin, they should say.
Something like that, yes. Yeah. And Layla Jeffcoat is your... going to be off that front row, and we've got Paige McNally up the front now. Jordan Cox is lurking there in third spot. And here comes Ian Burson. I keep calling him Ian. Yeah. It might actually be Ian in there. Yeah. Who knows? But no, it should be Jack, young Jack. I'll tell you what, he's going to be a talent to watch out for in the future, whatever he drives. I don't think Ian will be wanting him to drive a stock car, maybe a super saloon. We'll see how we go. But anyway, the green flag about to come out.
About 3 laps to go, I think, Lawrence.
Here we go. Looks like young Jack will have a stab up the inside of Layla Jeffcoat. Can't make it stick, and Layla leads them down the back straight for the first time. Paige McNally sits there in second place, but at the inside is Jack Burson. Jordan Cox is lurking in the background, and Oliver McCartney's there. And Lucy Elliott's having a stunner until now. She's gone around.
She's gone around, yep. So can Lucy get herself going?
She was a bit loose there, Lucy.
Yeah, no, it's not going to move. It brings out.
No, she is now. She
just
that's the old crafty one where get the old restart. And was that on the first lap?
Of the restart, I think it was. Yeah, she hadn't completed the first lap of the restart, so.
Yeah.
Well,
so
she'll go back to the tail of the field. She knows what she's doing. Yep, we go back to 3.
So here we go.
The 3 laps coming in. Yep.
Here we go. It's the calm before the storm. And here we go. Jack Burson puts the hammer down. Layla Jeffcoat won't let him go easy. Trying to get underneath Jack Burson, but no mean feat. Paige McNally sits there in third place. Looks like car number 10, Jackson Hootis, trying to redeem himself here underneath Jordan Cox and Oliver McCartney.
Well, he's moved up quite quickly from the tail of the field. He's right up in 4th place already.
Well, he's no slug as Jackson Hootis, but out front it's Ian. I keep calling him Ian.
Jack
Burson.
Jack
yes,
Burson.
Jack Burson.
Yeah, white flag for Jack as he goes through.
Jack Burson, your race leader. Had 2 wins last night. He's going to get a couple here this afternoon at Ellesmere Speedway. Through turns 3 and 4 for last time. And Debbie the Webster Youth Mini Stock will greet the checkered flag, and it will be Jack Burson. The 2nd place to the 28 in of Layla Jeffcoat. And back there in 3rd place is the Paige McNally in 11T. And then we move back to the 10 of Jackson Hootis and the 15 of Connor Turner. Further back to the 26 of Oliver McCartney. And then behind Oliver McCartney, you had the 14 of Ollie Stephen. And I'm not too sure what happened to the 99 of Jordan Cox, just slipping back there a wee bit. Lucy Elliott was the next one in the 27 car. And at the tail of the field was the 196 of Thomas Jack.
Yep, well, I see more mini stocks sitting up in the chute, and this will be the...
About a 2-day meeting.
No. There's enough, I see there's enough stressed out people from our small team now without going to a 2-day meeting. Yeah, there's been a few trying things happening today, but no doubt we'll revamp it and get it sorted. So who have you got on the front row there? Is that a 60, 68?
Looks like a 68, doesn't it? Let's have a look.
Caden Jackson on the inside.
Yeah, that should be Caden Jackson. On his outside, looks like, is it the 57 of Theo Vanderen?
Yep.
And then we move back to Molly Smith on the 67 on the inside. On her outside is the 33, I think, of Alyssa Wood.
Alyssa Wood.
Yep.
Then the
211 of Amy Burson.
Yep.
And
11. Noah Wood. Maybe this
and the 93 of Mr. Hawke.
So this may be the B final. We may have had that round the wrong way.
Yeah, I would say you could be right there.
Yep, I'm certain it is.
Yeah. But look at Mr. Hawke.
Theo Vanderum has gone through to the front.
Come from the back of the field is Clayton Hawke, up to 3rd. But Theo Vanderen is your race leader, but not for much longer, because Molly Smith is poking her nose on the inside. And I think she's gone underneath Theo. It's going to be side by side out of turns 1 and 2. And then you've got Clayton Hawke right there for good measure.
Yeah, well, Amy Burson's obviously struck a problem. She's pulled to the infield. But 93 Clayton Hawke, as you said, he's moved up again. And he's now challenging for the front of the field as they go through that Dunsandle turn. On the top side, it's Clayton Hawke trying to get around the 67 of Molly Smith. He's just got his nose in front as they hit our pit turn, but Smith's got the low line as they come out of there. So it's Smith from Hawke, then the 57 of Theo Vanderen holding that third position. And I think we go back to 68, Clayton Jackson in the fourth spot from the 11 car of Noah Wood. They are the top field. The other runner we've got is Lisa Wood. But yep, she just, you can hear the tyres squealing there as the 67 car of Molly Smith leads them through. Just a couple of laps to go, Lawrence. I think the white flag will be out this time.
Yes, Molly Smith does not want to surrender this lead to Clayton Hawke. She's going to do everything in her power to hold on to it, including getting a wee bit loose there. But Clayton Hawke's gone around the outside as she got loose. She'll try and come back at him. They run side by side out of turns 1 and 2. Oh, she's given him a bit of a tap and he goes around. That's not very ladylike, is it? Molly Smith comes through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. And here we go. Molly Smith will be given the win at this stage, 67. Theo Vanderen in the 57C car gets second, and third place to the 68 of Caden Jackson. He's followed through by Noah Wood in the 11 car, and behind them, of course, was the 33 of Alyssa Wood, and at the tail of the field was the 93 of Clayton Hawke. He'll be a bit disgusted about that one.
Oh, well, nothing to get too worried about. No damage done. They'll all be back here. There you go. Thanks very much, you youngsters. There's the winners, 67 sitting there. Molly Smith taking the win from 57, Theo Vanderen, and down on the inside, the 68 car of Caden Jackson. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you and all the rest of your mates back here in a fortnight for your CTRA South Island Youth Mini Stock title. Well, we thank you for hanging on. We're right down to the Debbie Webster Super Cup.
Pole man, or our front row man, top qualifier, Richie Taylor. Of course, he's a 4-time South Island champion, 6-time Canterbury champion, the former Otago champion, 6-time Super Cup champion, 1-time South Pacific champion, and he was also a member of the New Zealand Super Saloon team to take on the Aussies back in 2010. That's Richie Taylor, our pole man. Alongside of him is the 86. 86 is Hayden Mackay, of course, former motocross racer, former 2NZ in modifieds of the second row, of course, on the inside. Car number 6, Kane Lawson in the Magan Turbo, Riverlands Holiday Park car. So third top qualifier alongside of him is Sam Waddell, the 18 car, former New Zealand champion, and of course the man that won this round of the Super Cup last year here at Ellesmere Speedway, so keep your eye on him for later in the race. Finished second, runner-up to Richie Taylor last night. Off grid 5 is the 54 car of Brian Marsden, former New Zealand Saloon Car champion. And of course, we are going to have that big Saloon Car Series meeting here on the 26th, and I think Ryan Marsden could very well be a starter in that one as well. Car number 77, the 6th top qualifier, that is Greg Johnson, all the way from Cromwell in the 77T car. That's the Trillo Metals car, third in the Magan Turbo Series back in 2019-20, and of course and behind him you've got the 27 of Trevor Elliott. Now Trevor, he's a former 3-time Canterbury Saloon Car, Super Saloon Car champion as well, so one to look out for. Car 34 on the outside, sorry, car 21, just ahead of him, that's Ian Burson, of course, former 2NZ in Super Stocks and 3NZ in Super Saloons. Got the very experienced...
Well, doesn't matter, Lawrence, we're getting ready to go. This is the Debbie Webster feature for the Super Saloons, the round 2 here at Ellesmere Raceway. See the, stop it, hang on. We've got a medical event.
We're away in racing, and Hayden Mackay has done well around the outside.
Yeah, they've gone red. They've gone red.
red.
I think our starter has had a bit of a medical event, I think. Hang on. That's what the problem is. We'll get some of our St John's over here to the control tower, please, as quickly as possible.
Official results, the South Island CTRA title. In first place, Vaughan Fairburn. In second, there was Ian Clark. And in third place overall was
testing 1, 2.
Yes, I'll say that again. In first place was Vaughan Fairburn. Second place was Ian Clark. And in third place was Stephen Palmer, 78 C car. It's highly unofficial at this stage, but they are your placings in the CTRA South Island Production Saloon Car title. And now we're getting ready for the big one there, Warwick.
Yes, we are. I just hope that our flagman's okay. They transferred him to the other ambulance and he actually walked through there himself. So that's a good bit of news, but he is quite serious there for a wee moment. So we thank you for your patience. With all these cars being stationary, they're just going to do a few laps just to get some pressures back into those tyres and sort themselves out. And the race distance has been dropped to 20. So 20 laps for this Debbie Webster final, given the hour of the night. And hopefully I got John Hocking just to send the finishers around in their 3-ride salute, and then we'll let them go. Any other presentations or talks will be done in the club rooms after the meeting. So apologies for that. We were going to talk to those top drivers, but given the hour of the day and with a few things that have happened, that will take place at the club rooms afterwards, where you are all welcome.
Any predictions there, Warwick? Any predictions?
No, I don't predict. I just commentate. I don't predict.
Okay,
I think but you've got to look at someone in the first 6 on the track, don't you? Really, they're the top qualifiers. But the way Richie Taylor did that last pole shuffle, yeah, he's going to be hard to beat. But then again, some of these guys will set their cars up to come on later in the race, so we'll just see what happens.
Well, we know the
track's probably a bit better now than what it was with the sun gone, but
we know the likes of Hayden Mackay, very good on a slick track, but I think you can't go past Richie Taylor and Sam Waddell.
Yep, they're in the front.
They're the 2 form horses, if you like.
Yeah. So yeah, 20 laps is the distance for this Debbie Webster, the Super Cup. This is the round 2 feature. Many thanks to those that have come on board for it. All our individual sponsors they found: Riverlands, Elliott Scaffolding, Motorsport Sales, HPE, and Debbie Webster herself. Good stuff. Here we go. Looks like we're just getting ready.
Away in racing, and Hayden Mackay has taken the lead through turns 1 and 2. Richie Taylor right there. In fact, Richie Taylor's snuck underneath Hayden Mackay. Mackay just struggling for traction down that back straight. One of the big movers and shakers at this early stage. Looks like Ian Burson, the 21 car, but up the inside of him comes the 77T of Johnson. But out front, it's Richie Taylor from the Riverlands car. Mag & Turbo car of Kane Lawson slips into second place.
Yeah, Mackay's gone high and wide down there. He's going to come under a bit of attack from the 18 car there of Sam Waddell. And Sam Waddell's locked in behind, and there's a 54 of Ryan Marsden tucked in there as well. Then we go back to Greg Johnson but it's Richie Taylor out in the front of the field there from Kane Lawson. The two just making a slight break, Lawrence.
Yes, and right around the outside there's Sam Waddell going around the outside of the 54 car, but the lead has changed. And Kane Lawson, the Mag and Turbo Riverlands Holiday Park car, has hit the front, but Richie Taylor won't take that line down. And back there in third place, Hayden Mackay, not far out of it as well. There goes Richie Taylor, right round the outside.
Yes, Taylor up on the high line. Lawson hugging that pole line, just getting a little bit of drive close to the pole line, which some of them can do. Mackay sitting in that third spot. Then Sam Waddell in the fourth position from the 54 of Ryan Marsden. Greg Johnson's the next one on the track, but you must go back to the front of the field and watch these front two. There goes, who's that? It's Waddell round the outside, trying to get some momentum up to go round Mackay.
Look at those two side-by-side racing now to turns 1 and 2, and Kane Lawson has retaken that lead, but Richie Taylor coming back on the outside, and there we go, Sam Waddell right around the outside, but loses a bit of ground there to Hayden Mackay. Back there in fifth place, you've got car 54, Ryan Marsden, just ahead of Greg Johnson, and then Racing Ray Taylor ahead of car number 19, Malcolm Nartai and Trevor Elliott.
Yes, well, they go on and they pick a few more laps off. We're down to about 8 laps gone so far. And it's Kane Lawson that's leading the way. He's just got a couple of car lengths over Richie Taylor now, who has about a half a dozen over Hayden Mackay. Sam Waddell chasing the dirt up high, just can't come off that turn fast enough to get ahead of Mackay. Ryan Marsden still sitting in there from the Greg Johnson in the 77, then the 34 of Ray Stewart. We go back to Malcolm Nartai, Elliott, and we've got a yellow because someone's lost a wheel.
It's Paul Power
coming down the track there, just going to bump into the bumper of the car. We've gone our first yellow as the wheel comes off.
Out now we have a Kenny Rogers song. Oh, it's just hit the car, the service vehicle there in the centre. That's the 43N car. Paul Power, who lives in Westport, contracted to Top of the South Speedway in Nelson.
Yep. So for some reason, it's that wheel has come loose. They're out there on the track looking for bits and pieces. I see just clearing things. The field coming through the infield. Kane Lawson leading Richie Taylor in the 58. 86 Hayden Mackay. Then Sam Waddell from the 54 of Ryan Marsden. Greg Johnston in the Gasco 77 car from the 34 of the Vertex car of Ray Stewart. In behind Ray Stewart is 19 Malcolm Nartai and a few scratched up cars there, but a flaring on Trevor Elliott's 27, the 4D car Alistair Lister, 14 Lockie Taylor, and the 21 of Ian Burson.
Now you've got to say there, Warwick, that I tell you what, Kane Lawson, you couldn't have two better spanner men in that team as Dennis Bolt, of course, and Colin Gray.
Yeah, they've been around a long time. So we'll see how we get on to getting that 43 car, unfortunately, Paul Power's car to the infield. There's the cone coming up.
Very unusual to see Ian Burson at the tail of the field. Just hasn't had a stellar weekend so far. I think he was towards the pointy end of the field in one of the heats last night at Coke&Tools Woodford Glen, but certainly not doing the business here this afternoon at Ellesmere Speedway. Okay, it's the calm before the storm out there.
Oh, so it's the...
It's a restart. About to go racing once again. And here comes the big move. Look, Sam Waddell right there. He's going right round the outside of Taylor, Richie Taylor.
Yeah, Lawson in the front, then Waddell moving up to that second position from Richie Taylor. Ray Stewart on the top side of Hayden Mackay on the 86 down below. He drops in behind Mackay. Then we go back to Johnson. He's got Trevor Elliott in behind him and Malcolm Nartai, Ryan Marsden, and then the car of Alistair Lister. But we go back to the front, and Kane Lawson is certainly going to take the race to Richie Taylor. Sam Waddell's got a bit of a catching up to do, and he just managed to get round Hayden Mackay, or has he? Or he hasn't. He looks like it. Looks like Burson's retired to the infield.
He's got a flat tyre.
Has he?
Ian Burson, by the looks of it. So things are tightening up here at the front. Richie Taylor, all the experience in the world, sits there a second time. Remember, he's 6-time Super Cup champion, and he's closing like anything on our race leader, Kane Lawson. He's hunting them down. Kane Lawson is nose-to-tail stuff at the front here. How long can he hold on for? You've got Sam Waddell back there in third place. The ever-present 86 there of Hayden Mackay in fourth. And then the man you can never discount, and of course that's Racing Ray Taylor.
Ray Stewart.
Ray Stewart, sorry. Racing Ray Stewart.
Hello, we got a yellow. We got someone over the far side. Looks like
Malcolm Nartai
has come to grief just past the Duck Manton Ag signage. The wheels are pointing into the wall, so whether he's had a breakage there or not, or that's just happened after the contact, not sure. But certainly there's nothing much left in this this track for them, and Kane Lawson, like most of the field, is sticking very tight and close to the pole line.
Well, it's a long way around the outside, especially if these cars are quite long, some of them. The longest one out there would have to be the 18M car. Of course, that's the one dubbed Big Red. It's Sam Waddell. Of course, that was a late model originally out of the USA. Of course, originally brought into the country by Mick Quinn.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. Was it a red car?
Yes,
used to sort of twist itself in half when we first saw them.
With the rules have changed with super saloons, and the width of the cars have to be a lot thinner now, so that car's been slimmed down a bit, if you might say. It's gone on a bit of a diet. Some of those late models were just too wide. I think Chris Cowling, who won the New Zealand title down at Beachlands last year, certainly very hard to get past one of those wide late model style cars.
As I just remember seeing that that car of twins, was that the double steer to steer in the...
Oh yes, a lot of these cars have got rear steer.
Rear steer, and they looked very ungainly until you got used to seeing them.
Yeah, some of them, they seem to have mastered that a bit more than when they first originally came out.
Yep.
Of course, it's all the go in Australia. Of course, they've split the class, if you like, into two classes, the late models and the super sedans.
Yep.
Of course, the super sedans more like our original super saloons, whereas the late models are really taking over in this particular class.
Can you recognise anything in those cars out there? That's the thing. They're all very, very similar, aren't they?
Well, there's so many different chassis out there too. Some of them are running the Love Ladies, they're running the Hyper Max.
But I'm looking at the bodies.
Stealths.
Once upon a time, they used to resettle.
You're quite right there.
Basic models of cars, but now it's very...
Well, most of them out there are supposed to resemble Camaros and Corvettes, so I can't see anything else out there at the moment.
Right, so they've sorted themselves out with a cone, deciding which side they're going as they split the field. Some can opt to go up high or stay down low, and if you opt to go high, it looks like you can gain some ground. But as we said, Lawrence, there's not a lot out there, so it comes down to this restart with about 8 to go.
Way of racing. First Sam Waddell goes to the outside, but Richie Taylor trying to sneak underneath Waddell in second spot. But it is Kane Lawson, your race leader, down the back straight. He'll be keeping things pretty tight. And it's no doubt Waddell will try around the outside.
Oh, we've got another tangle up there. The car went round.
Yes, Lister.
Lister went round there.
Lister.
Elliot Johnson, the 14 car of Lockie Taylor and Ryan Marsden all managed to miss him.
Alistair Lister, he's one of the big improvers in the South Island Super Saloons, of course. Very, very hard to beat down at Beachland Speedway in Dunedin.
I had three yellows as this one. Our President Stu Drever's put the cone back in the middle of the field. We'll see if anyone makes any range decisions there.
It's a shame we didn't see the Bolton racing team out here this afternoon, the likes of course, Josh Bolton and also Matt Summerfield, the former New Zealand Group N rally champion.
Yep. I see there's certainly most of the drivers are opting to stay down low. There's only 2 cars up on the top side of the track for the restart, and that's the 58 of Richie Taylor and the 54 of Ryan Marsden. Lawson in front, Waddell on the inside on the second row, followed closely by Mackay and Stewart. Away we go.
Here we go. And Kane Lawson, the company director, out of Christchurch, is your race leader. Back there in second place, Richie Taylor around the outside of Sam Waddell. Can't make a stick. Oh, Mackay, Hayden Mackay dived underneath Richie Taylor. In fact, I think he might have done something to our Debbie the Webster series leader. Richie Taylor could be in trouble here. I think he may have front end damage. That could be disastrous for Richie Taylor.
That's the 4th yellow. Didn't look like much of it as they went into that turn. It was certainly Mackay was mixed up in there, and there was a bit of contact with Taylor, and then Stewart came in there as well.
Well, that's very unfortunate indeed, especially for our championship leader, Richie Taylor.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything too intentional in that. It was just all competing for that turn, and Taylor was on the top side with Marsden, wasn't it? On the outside, the boys were
well, it looks like Hayden Mackay is out anyway. He's got flat rear.
So 86 comes in.
So yeah, fighting for the same piece of real estate.
So we'll just see whether Richie Taylor's still mobile or not. He's going to just have a wee test of the car out there. Looks like in. So just the one in from that one, and that was Mackay.
I see he's got the right sponsor there, Warwick. Fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
Is it Fairview Fiberglass on the front of that car, Richie Taylor?
So the cone's out. We'll have a look again this time as they come round. Certainly Lawson will be at the front of the field. See who's going to opt to go double wide to try and gain some ground.
Richie Taylor originally...
There goes Richie Taylor is. That's where he was. Marsden's going to stick in there as well.
Richie Taylor originally started racing back in 1983. And of course, back then he was a big rival to the likes of Brian Jenkins and Tony Cardwell.
So Lister is the other one that sticks up in behind. So we've got 3 of them out wide. The rest of the field all sitting down on the pole line. That's 5 versus 3 with Lawson in the front for the restart.
There we go. And who's going to move into that second place? It's pretty tight. We see 54 getting in there, Ryan Marsden, but no, it's Sam Waddell in the second place at the moment from Richie Taylor back there in third. Now they're going to have to start making moves shortly as the laps wind down.
Yeah, it's about 8 laps to go, but it's Lawson clearly out in front. Waddell holding that second spot. Looks like Richie Taylor's got that third position. Ryan Marsden still stuck up high on the track, and it's not paying for him because he just keeps slipping back further.
Racing Ray Taylor back there in 4th spot.
He'll have to go to Fairview Fiberglass too by the looks of things. There's a bit of damage on the front.
Well, he's done probably more laps around speedway tracks in the South Island than the rest of the field just about put together. It is Kane Lawson, your race leader. Under attack now from 24-year-old Sam Waddell, sitting there in second spot. And back there in third is Richie Taylor.
Yeah, well, Liddell looks pretty promising there, the way he's attacking the race. He's deciding to sit outside, then trying to shorten up that corner, although he mucked that one up.
Oh,
that's allowed Taylor to come right in through underneath. He just stripped it out.
I'm sure that was the commentator's curse, that one, Bora. But out front, we've got Kane Lawson, the Mag and Turbo Riverlands car, trying to pull away from Richie Taylor, which isn't easy to do.
So it's Lawson, Taylor, Waddell, Ray Stewart, the 77 of Johnson, Elliott, Marsden, the 4 car of Lister, and the 14 of Lockie Taylor.
Through turns 1 and 2 they go, and Kane Lawson controlling this race at the moment. But the setups are going to come into this as the track slicks off even more. But we do know that Kane's got 2 of the best bannermen in the business working on his car this afternoon. It seems to be paying dividends out front. But there we go, Richie Taylor starting to close in. Hasn't he been the form man so far this season?
White flag, Lawrence, they're on their way home.
Last lap. Yep. He's only got 1 lap to do it. Can Kane Lawson, the Mag and Turbo, Riverlands Holiday Park, it looks like he's going to hold on. Richie Taylor and Sam Waddell, and this will allow Richie Taylor to hold on to that points lead. But it is Kane Lawson, your race winner. Car number 6 from Richie Taylor. Car 58 in second. Sam Waddell, the 18M in third. The 34T of Racing Ray Stewart there back there in fourth. 5th place to the 77T of Greg Johnson. 6th was the 27 of Trevor Elliott. Then back to Ryan Marsden in the 54. And 9th place was car number 4, Alistair Lister. And back in 10th was car number 14, Lockie Taylor.
Yeah, so as they come round, Sam Waddell's just dropped back there. But here's your first 2 anyway. Kane Lawson, just give him a big hand, taking out the win of this 20-lap. Debbie, the Webster final from the 58 of Richie Taylor. And then Sam Waddell just coming in to join the 3 of them. Yeah, give them a bit of a hand as they go round. Certainly put on a good show. We apologise for the delay. It's just out of our control. But you're welcome to come down to the pits afterwards and have a chat with the guys. Of course, with their presentations for the other production class as well. So